that has been investigated and potentially could be further investigated about the Clippers. But you and I getting to this in the afternoon would have been regurgitated and recycled 60 times before it got to us.
Yeah.
We get to really set the table here potentially with a story that's very intricate. It's very detailed. It's not an easy story to decipher, so we're going to have a lot of sound to really explain the details, and we're going to fill the gaps for you, and then we'll just have an open discussion throughout the show about these different findings from Pablo Torre of Meadowlark Media. His podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, is generally an investigative podcast. He used to do The Daily on ESPN. Prior to that, on this particular podcast, okay.
Are you jumping into it right now?
Yeah, I'm just going to explain. I'm going to wet the beak, as Chris likes to say.
Because I was going to give it a different interpretation. Go ahead.
So what we will get to today is Pablo Torre's investigation on his podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, and the New York Times, about the Clippers allegedly, which is the key word here, okay, allegedly, circumventing the salary cap to give through another company to have Kawhi Leonard compensated. Allegedly. All alleged, right? So this alleged circumvention that leads to allegedly Kawhi getting paid by this company, okay?
Can we get a timer or a counter on the number of times we're going to say allegedly
Allegedly is going to be said a lot today.
Listen, Cap, we don't want to get sued, man.
No, I get it. I would say I'm wondering if the over-under should be set at like 100.
I'll keep a tally marker.
Okay, yeah. All right. So allegedly, we'll have to start from here.
Yeah.
But, George, as we get ready to jump into this, and I agree with you, it's fun to get on the air first thing in the morning and be able to, as you said, set the table for a story like this. So for everybody that's just waking up or you're just getting in your car, or you're just on your way to work and you're like, guys, what are we talking about here? Let me just say this. You ready? This story that we're going to discuss today, I call it juicy, okay, because it has almost everything you want when you're talking about like a crazy, controversial story and investigation. People say journalism's dead. I go, yeah, I guess. But there are still some journalists out there that are doing some heavy-duty, deep investigation. Pablo is clearly one of them. But this story has celebrity. It has professional sports. It has billionaires. It has millions of dollars being transferred.
By the way, and a much bigger story, which will be investigated more than likely as well. And this was all prompted on a local businessman in Orange County, Joe Sandberg, starting a company called Aspiration, which was providing carbon footprints, basically planting trees, okay? And had celebrity endorsers like Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, to say the least, and of course, Kawhi Leonard.
Right. So you've got celebrities, you've got pro sports athletes at the highest level.
Right.
You've got the glitz and glamour of the Los Angeles market.
And a link and a business link between that company Aspiration and the Los Angeles Clippers.
Right. So you see what I'm getting at here? Just to set the table, it's got everything you want. The only thing missing, honestly, is like something juicy, sexy. You know what I mean?
None of
like
that.
There's no
always has to go to the sexual.
But there's nothing there. That's my point. Is that the only? It's like 80%.
It's early still.
Yeah, it's 80%. It's got everything other than one last thing. But it's a very crazy story, at least the way it's being reported.
The reason Pablo even investigated the story was because this company Aspiration filed for bankruptcy because they allegedly defrauded a private firm, an investment firm of nearly $200 million. And that kind of started, 7 months ago, Pablo then started to kind of dive into this story because it triggered in his head that company was associated with the Clippers when they opened their building.
Yeah.
Because of the whole, greenest arena in the country, carbon footprints, et cetera. Okay. And they were aligning as a local company based out of Orange County and the team at that particular time. By the way, the team then disassociated with them several years later. But we'll get into all of it. And in greater detail, we'll have some of the sound with them discussing it. Pablo on his podcast alongside David Sampson, who is the former Marlins team president and is basically a sports business reporter, I would call him to some extent, or talk show host.
Insider,
expert,
yeah.
right, is on this podcast. And an old friend of ours, Amin Al-Hassan, who worked at ESPN, used to be on this station many, many, many times over the years, who used to be a front office executive. So he can kind of help with the minutia of the NBA side of it on this said podcast. But before we get to all that, Cappy, tell us about your friend Avner Gatt, who apparently will join us much later today.
So it's an apparently, not an allegedly.
Apparently.
Okay.
I mean, traffic could happen, and he may not be able to make it. But
Avner will be here like at 7:45.
Oh, Avner,
for a 9:30 appearance?
Avner will be here.
Okay.
He'll be bringing gifts.
Yeah.
He'll have an entourage with him. Oh, yeah.
He's definitely got the entourage.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Avner Gatt, if your home is flooded and the damage is severe, and now it kind of feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They're not approving replacement living arrangements, and your adjuster is ghosting you. Let me tell you something right now. You take a big old deep breath. And you call Avner Gatt. He is one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company is making you feel like the bad guy. You're not the bad guy. You're the guy that pays your insurance every month. You're the guy that expects your insurance to be there for you when you have an emergency, and instead they're making you feel like a freaking criminal. You got no hope to get your house back together again. But Avner Gatt has decades of experience. He's got a passion for helping people. Avner and his family, they take the calls themselves. So it doesn't matter what the circumstances are. Could be a toilet overflow. Could be a broken water line. Maybe your supply line burst, if you know what that is. Maybe you got fire sprinklers in your house and they're broken and they're leaking. Whatever the water damage is, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. 818-917-5256. You see the billboards all over town. AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT. AvnerGatt.com. You call him. 818-917-5256. You don't negotiate with the insurance companies. Avner does. He handles the business. You call. You'll know it's him when he says, hello.
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 7:10 in the morning. By the way, your USC Trojans are back at the Coliseum as they take on the Georgia Southern Eagles this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Saturday's game is presented by United Airlines. Come on out and cheer on your Trojans. Fight on, George.
Thank you, Christopher. All right, so here's the story, and we'll get into some of this now, and we will kind of continue this conversation throughout the show today, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So Pablo Torre on his podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, an investigative podcast, as I mentioned, has David Sampson on, former Marlins team president, kind of sports business insider, Amin Al-Hassan, former NBA front office member of the Phoenix Suns and several other teams, but particularly the Phoenix Suns. Former ESPN employee on this podcast to discuss a 7th-month investigation Pablo has done into whether the Clippers allegedly sweetened the pot for one of the most private stars in the history of sports in Kawhi Leonard and allegedly circumvented the salary cap. So that is the basis of this podcast.
Just pause on that for a quick second. Because, again, I know everybody's kind of getting up. People are in their cars, and not everybody knows the story. And you've been up since about 2 o'clock in the morning doing research, it seems like.
Yes.
So just to understand, you used the word circumvent. You said allegedly circumvent.
Right.
So the allegation then is that make sure I understand this, that whatever Kawhi Leonard is being paid by the Clippers, right, whatever his contract is,
right,
well, whatever that number was, $200 million.
Yeah.
Okay. The allegation is that the Clippers were finding another way to pay Kawhi even more.
Correct.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Okay. So again, according to the allegation, Kawhi Leonard is a basketball player who plays for the LA Clippers. He's an employee of the Clippers, and they can pay him X number of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Based on all the NBA collective bargaining agreement rules, he can get paid X number of dollars.
Right.
Well, for argument's sake, we'll call it $200 million.
Yeah.
But you just use the phrase sweeten the pot. Again, an allegation, sweeten the pot, right?
That was their allegation and the way they phrased it in the podcast.
Okay. So the sweetening of the pot is, hey, we're going to pay you X because this is what the NBA allows us to pay you. It's the most amount of money we can pay you.
Right.
But we know you want more, and we want to get you to play for us. We want you to be part of our team. So you know what? We got a creative way. We'll pay you X number of dollars from another company. We're going to set you up to get paid X number of dollars. And by the way, you don't have to really do anything. We're just paying you.
Yeah.
That's the allegation.
That is the allegation.
Okay.
And this company, Aspiration, this green carbon footprint company, was in business with the Clippers, which we'll hear in more detail down the road.
Okay.
And then the Clippers then severed ties with them. Okay. So, and in his findings, Pablo Torre alleges that Steve Ballmer, according to documents, through his private LLC, was an investor in the company Aspiration. So they were partners. They were business partners. Okay. And this investigation that he's doing is not the first time someone has investigated the Clippers about Kawhi Leonard. If you remember when Kawhi signed in the summer of 2019,
right,
The Athletic at that particular time did an investigation because NBA owners were like, yo, what? How? Particularly the folks in El Segundo, right? We're like wondering like what happened here. Okay. And now I still believe two things can be true at once. I don't believe Kawhi Leonard wanted to play second fiddle or even third fiddle to LeBron or anyone else on this team. That's number one. So I think two things can be true. And I still believe, and I certainly believe that the Lakers were still wondering how the hell did the Clippers get him and not us, right? And question if there was anything going on there. So in this investigation, okay, by Sam Amick, friend of the program at The Athletic back in 2019, the investigation at that particular time was, after this was uncovered by Sam Amick in The Athletic, that allegedly Dennis Robertson, known as Uncle Dennis.
This is Kawhi's uncle?
Correct.
Okay.
Had allegedly requested improper benefits, including guaranteed endorsement money that would break the league's collective bargaining agreement during the free agency process of 2019 that saw Leonard sign with the Clippers. And
so in advance of the signing, the uncle was asking.
Allegedly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, Amick at the time, all right, in his story, found that no evidence was found indicating the Clippers had granted any requests that were made, but that the league investigated this as well, and this was just part of his reporting, and they found no malfeasance, right? Nothing shady had gone on, okay? But the league did state in its reporting, in its statement in 2019, when this was originally a thing, that, quote, it would reopen the investigation should relevant evidence surface in the future.
Okay. Well, I would say that this is relevant evidence.
Correct. Alleged. I mean, maybe. Well, now, look, I've known Pablo Torre a long time. He is a great journalist. So I don't think he's going out there swinging his you-know-what without having all the goods, right? He's got emails. He's spoken to 7 people who were formerly at Aspiration, including one person who you'll hear that if you watch the video on YouTube on his podcast is blurred out and his voice is distorted for anonymity.
Yep.
Okay. And this person was in charge of the finances for Aspiration, the company that was involved, that was business partners with the Clippers back in 2021. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay the groundwork here with a piece of sound from Pablo's podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out. And it's going to be with that said person, the finance person whose voice is distorted, about the alleged deal between Aspiration and Kawhi Leonard, specifically, who had created a separate LLC for this venture.
I convinced one very important person who worked in the finance department of Aspiration to go on tape.
And I didn't so much as discover it as I was told about it.
What was your reaction? What were you told?
My reaction was, what the f***? And I was told, like, oh, these are the major contracts and the major players you really need to be aware of. And we went through a litany of, really, really top-tier name contracts. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard, a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi. And that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't because it was to circumvent the salary cap. LOL. There was lots of LOL when things were shared.
Did you ever see proof of Kawhi Leonard marketing or endorsing Aspiration in any way?
Never, not once. The single largest payment to an individual for marketing that Aspiration ever made has completely evaded all press. It's honestly incredible. Nothing. He didn't have to do anything.
In other words, Kawhi Leonard got from Aspiration a $28 million no-show job.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm honestly so jealous. So jealous. I mean, he's got the dream. Like, it's within my beliefs to be paid $28 million and do absolutely all as well.
The Clippers, however, provided a statement on behalf of the organization and owner Steve Ballmer, which reads in part, quote, "Neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration. Any contrary assertion is provably false." End quote.
So there you have it. So the Clippers, that
Wow.
is Pablo talking to a person in the finance who worked in finance, the finance department for this company, Aspiration, that was in business with the Clippers. They were one of the original partners in the Intuit Dome, and they even had their logo attached to the seats on courtside and on a patch on the team jersey. And again, they did separate. The Clippers did separate from this company, Aspiration, several years later. But that is the finance person, or one of the people that worked in finance for the corporation, Aspiration. And then the Clippers' response to Pablo seeking comment.
And I thought the Clippers at the very end, at least the way it was read, provably wrong. That's an interesting phrase to me. Provably wrong. So what it almost sounds like to me is the Clippers are saying, just to let you guys know, you got this cute little investigation going on here, but I'm here to tell you that any allegations made against us, we can actually go ahead and prove how wrong you are. Now, can they? I suppose they're going to have to put their money where their mouth is. Because if you're going to tell everybody this is provably wrong, guess what you're going to have to do? Prove them wrong. Very interesting.
Yeah, look, and there's way more to this that we will unveil here in a few moments because there's just a lot. I mean, it's an hour and 20-minute podcast, okay? And there are chunks that we're going to play that are related to how this all allegedly went down. So the next clip we're going to play on the other side of the break, we're going to break for a couple minutes here. And about 3 minutes, is you're going to hear Pablo, you're going to hear David Sampson, former Marlins team president, who is a sports business insider, understands the legalese of all these things, being the president of an organization at one point for many years. And then you'll hear Amin Al-Hassan, former ESPN employee, former NBA front office insider, discussing the NBA aspects of this. So that'll be on the other side. And that one is interesting because what David finds in the 3,000 pages of documents they have on the desk is specifics as to Kawhi and how the deal was constructed with him and Aspiration. Again, that part is important. So we'll have that on the other side, Sedano and Kap. We will have some fun and frivolity at some point.
We're going to have fun. You know it. Like right now.
But this is a hard story to unpack.
No, and we're going to unpack it. And Cappy's going to be into it. We're all into it. But here's the thing. We do want to keep a count to this morning on the allegedly meeting.
How many do we have?
We got so far?
11 so far.
11.
Yeah.
And by the way,
listen, I'm making sure we are all going to be covered
absolutely.
here.
But here's the thing.
There we go, 11.
It's 11.
11 is 11.
But just remember this. That's before they started keeping track of the statistics. In other words,
there was at least 3 or 4 more before
there
that.
could have been
we
7 or 8.
We could have said 15 if you want.
We could.
We'll round it up.
We'll round it up to 15.
Say like
okay,
4. Just say real
fair.
fast. Say 4 real
15's
fast.
15's fair.
So say allegedly 4 times, Cappy.
Just really fast so we can get caught up.
Let's say everybody here can get one in. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
more.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, now we have
All right, now we're at the 15. We're at 15.
All right, 7:22. Good morning, Sedano and Cap. Back in 3 minutes right here on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner, Avner Gatt, your trusted Los Angeles public adjuster. Call Avner directly at 818-917-5256 for help with your insurance claim.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
This fall,
the police coming straight from the underground.
Ice Cube is bringing truth to power.
Am I iller than a natural born killer?
You know how we do. Featuring 4 decades of attitude, a musical production like he's never done before. September 28th, Crypto.com Arena. Ice Cube, Truth to Power Tour. 4 decades of attitude.
Straight out of Compton, it's a crazy brother named Ice Cube.
On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
All right, guys, I'm here with the Crazy Hernandez brothers from Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Okay, I understand that, you guys obviously have dealt with contractors, wholesalers, but is there a project too big? Is there a project too small for you guys?
No, not at all. No project's too small or too big. We could handle anything you need.
Are you kidding me? With as much as people love their pets now, people come in for carpet for their doghouse. So we can do a project that small, and we're happy to do that.
For the best prices on hardwood carpet and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela. Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Good morning, 7:25 on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. You ready for a little Usher?
Oh, come on, man. We need Usher for levity today, for sure.
On this day in 1997, the number 1 hit, Usher, You Make Me Wanna.
Kap wants to be Usher.
Kap wants to be Usher?
Yeah, remember the Vegas thing with the cherries?
Oh, with the cherries, Kap.
It was pretty hot.
With the cherries.
It was pretty damn hot.
Cappy loved a good cherry video.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I got to admit, like, watching those videos myself, I was like, you know what? I don't think I need a testosterone shot this week.
Did you try it?
Did you need a fan? Just fanning yourself? That was going on.
It's hot, dude. It's hot.
Did you try it with Rachel?
I have not yet tried it, but that is a good suggestion.
By the way, coming up later this morning, we will give away every hour, which means later this hour, to join Cappy and I at Angel Stadium on Friday in the Coors Light Chill Zone.
Right.
So don't go anywhere. Plus, we'll get the allegedly counter after this segment. We'll see. Maybe we can get up to like 50.
Yeah, we're at 15 right now.
All right, so if you're just tuning in this morning, and I know people tune in at different times, I know the mongrels are going to be like, why are you repeating yourself so many times? It's morning drive, mongrels.
Mongrels.
That means
scumbags.
People get in their cars at different times, okay? So when there's a massive story, we have to tell it, at least a quick little summary all the time. So Pablo Torre of Meadowlark Media on his podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, investigated for the last 7 months a story, okay, that alleges, there's your allegedly counter there.
It is a form of the same word.
Right. That
I get it. You got that?
That alleges into the Clippers, allegedly,
twice more.
Circumventing the salary cap with Kawhi Leonard. Okay,
it's unbelievable. Is it unbelievable or is it believable? In other words,
you mean the story or me saying allegedly so many times?
No. Allegedly is good. That's good. And even when you say it out of context, it's still good.
Yeah.
But is it hard to believe the notion that a team would say to a player, we really, really, really want you to play for our team?
Right.
And the player goes, I'm not so sure. I don't know. And they go, well, here's the maximum amount of dollars. And the player goes, yes, that's the right amount of money, of course, but I'm still not really sure I want to play for you guys, And then they find out, they go, you know what? Wait a second. How about this? Look.
So you're asking me, is it crazy to think that an owner in professional sports allegedly would want to figure out whatever they need to do to get said star player? And you're saying in any sport or any league or whatever.
Right. Like, hey, we want you to play for us. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here's the amount of money we can pay you. It's the maximum amount of money. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still not really sure. I'm still not really convinced. Well, you know what? As the owner, I got another idea. How about we put a little sugar on top and we'll pay you more money, but it's got nothing to do with basketball. It's got nothing to do with your contract.
By the way, it doesn't have to be an owner in this case. It could literally be a front office person acting as as a liaison. It doesn't have to be necessarily a specific owner or governor.
Right.
Allegedly.
But
allegedly.
But here's what we're going to do for you. To get you to come play for us, any sport, any player, it doesn't matter. To get you to come play for us, we're going to give you the maximum amount of dollars we can give you according to the rules of our league, but we're also going to pay you a lot more money over here, and you don't have to do anything for it. We're just going to pay it to you as extra. Is that motivation to get you to come play for us? Oh, yes, that's the dollar figure I was looking for. Okay, sign, seal, deliver. Is that hard to believe?
I listen, if you're asking me that side deals could go on, I mean, think about college sports for a second. Okay. College sports literally was all about side deals up until recently, when now it's above board. For years, that's all that transpired in college sports. And, anyone who wants to argue otherwise is just a fool at this point. So are you telling me that something like that could happen professionally? Sure, I guess it could happen, but there are far bigger ramifications, I think, for a professional team to do it than there would be a college team. Although, some would argue SMU, Eric Dickerson's old college team, got the death penalty because of alleged improprieties.
Yeah. I know, like in certain pro sports teams, pretty much every one that I've ever been around, they have departments where they're doing business transactions, and somebody says, hey, we really love your quarterback. We'd like to do a deal with your quarterback. And the organization goes, oh, well, we can help facilitate that. Here's the agent. Here's here's who to talk to. And good luck. Hopefully you can put a deal together with our player.
When you talk about New York, LA, Chicago, these big cities, there's always a lot of there's always ways to make more money.
Yep.
And this, on the surface, was some level of that. But the question is, were there actual improprieties that occurred here?
Yeah, because the difference would be this. You ready? If you're a car dealership and you want to do a deal with the local star quarterback,
right?
And the league and the team actually helps just facilitate the relationship,
right?
Hey, that's good. The quarterback makes a couple more bucks. Our partnership gets their endorsement. That's a good thing. When the allegation is that the owner invests in this company and then this company pays this player an exorbitant amount of money to not have to do anything, that's when red flags start to show up.
Right.
Isn't that weird? The owner put money into this, the player gets this much money, and the club is actually in business with these guys. I don't know. It seems like there's some kind of weird love triangle going on here.
And that's what we're going to further unpack in just a moment, because there are some details that we'll have in 60 seconds after I'm done talking about our good friend Jacob and Ronnie that will answer some of those questions for you based on the findings that Pablo Torre had in some of these documents, okay, for this company Aspiration and their partnership with Kawhi Leonard, all right, allegedly. So if you were in an accident, even a minor one, you got to do this, man. It's very simple. Call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew here at 710 sent you. Because here's the thing most people don't realize. You should always call the police, no matter what, okay? Even if it feels awkward, even if the other driver begs you not to, even if you think we can handle this ourselves, because once you walk away without a report, things can change. And they can change fast. The other driver might say it was your fault. It's a he said, she said situation there. right? Your word against theirs, or worse, they could deny the whole thing happened, and without a police report, it's your word against theirs, as I mentioned. So that's why Jacob and Ronnie always says protect yourself. A police report is your first line of defense. It tells your side of the story, and it's official, which matters a lot when insurance companies start asking questions, okay? So if you've already been in a crash and forgot to ask for the police report, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew at 710 sent you. His team knows what to do and how to fight for you, even if things got a little messy there. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. The law offices of Jacob and Ronnie. You don't pay unless he wins. That's real protection. That's real peace of mind. He's the trusted legal partner of the LA Rams, the Los Angeles Lakers, and LAFC. So when things go wrong, Jacob shows up ready to fight. Follow him on Instagram at calljacob. Call.jacob, pardon me. All right, so here's that sound, right?
Let's hear it.
So we're going to hear from Pablo Torre, on his investigation on the Clippers and their alleged salary cap circumvention with Kawhi Leonard. David Sampson is the other voice you will hear, former president of the Marlins for many years and current sports business insider. The third voice you'll hear is Amin Hassan, former front office executive with the Phoenix Suns and a number of teams, and former ESPN employee as well. So here's this next clip about the parameters of Kawhi's deal and how he could potentially, allegedly terminate it.
I'm trying to come to grips with 2.10B here. And I'm sorry, but this is a major provision in the contract that I'm not used to seeing. It's called termination. It's when would an agreement be terminated? So when can they say, you know what, we're not paying you? And normally there would be provisions for termination if you're a felon, if you're convicted of a felony, sometimes if you're just arrested for a felony, if you do anything for disparagement, if you bring bad juju upon the company, it can trigger a termination. This termination, and it's a termination for cause, which
means this is in the aspiration endorsement deal.
This is in his $28 million endorsement deal. Termination for cause if Leonard is no longer an employee of the team for any reason, and the team, capital T, is defined as the Clippers.
Yes.
So an endorsement deal that a company does with a player is usually you don't always get the rights to their marks.
Right.
So it's like blank uniforms.
Yep.
And so it doesn't matter whether the player is playing for the Clippers or not. But in this agreement, it's a termination for cause if he's not an employee of the team. For avoidance of doubt, which is what you say in a contract, we want to make sure nobody screws it up. If Leonard is still being paid by the capital T team, but is a member of another NBA organization or has retired, either of those instances are a triggering event for termination by the company.
So an example of that is if Kawhi Leonard got bought out by the Clippers and then ends up signing with the Knicks. Technically, the Clippers are still paying him the remaining amount, but he is an employee of the New York Knicks now. And what that contract is saying very clearly, very bluntly, we're just going to tackle this right now in writing. If that happens, it triggers a termination clause.
I love that David just found that.
I can't believe that Kawhi Leonard, that anyone would ask for that or agree to it if it were not.
It seems to be, perhaps, one of the things in this otherwise very laissez-faire approach to what you got to do that the Clippers found, you might presume, quite important.
Just be on the Clippers.
Wow.
So the only way the contract would be terminated was if he was not a member of the Clippers, and that was stated implicitly in the documents they found in this investigation.
So if Kawhi Leonard, according to what we just heard, said, you know what, guys, my knee's messed up. I'm done. I'm retiring. If he chooses to retire, the dollars that are outstanding on this alleged marketing deal with this company Aspiration, he no longer gets that money.
Null and void.
On the other hand, if the Clippers said, hey, Kawhi, we no longer think that we can win a championship with you. Would you like to go play somewhere else? He says, yes, trade me, get me out of here. And they trade him back to San Antonio, as an example. Once he's no longer a member of the Clippers, again, he doesn't get that money.
Allegedly.
So the assumption then, if you're trying to add 2 + 2, the assumption is this is the great motivator to keep him on the Clippers so that he doesn't retire, so that he doesn't request a trade at any point. All he has to do is be a member of the Clippers, according to this report from Pablo Torre. All he has to do is remain a member of the Clippers, and he gets all this extra money.
Correct. So during the company aspirations bankruptcy, one of the things that Pablo found in the documents of the bankruptcy, which are public record, was who were the outstanding debts to. And $7 million was to Kawhi Leonard's LLC.
So he got the first 3/4 of the money. He got the first part of it.
Yeah.
According to what you're saying.
Right.
Wow.
All right. So the next thing here is, you know what? We're going to hold off on that because it's a little long. The next thing is the association with Ballmer and the Clippers, I should say, and the organization aspiration. The organization and the company aspiration. That this is the part of the episode where they talk about their relationship and how it began and how they went into a partnership together with the arena. Okay, so we'll do that on the other side. So we'll pause here for a second, Captain.
I like that. We're going to pause. I like that.
Yeah, you know what? I got to tell you, my mind is like
sometimes
rattling.
we need to cleanse the palate
Right,
a little bit,
right.
especially in morning drive.
Yeah, my mind is just racing like 1,000 miles
Do you have any
an
more
hour.
questions before we pause?
Well, I mean, here's my thought. I mean, this is just coming out now. The way I'm thinking about it, like, wow, they paid him all this money to play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Then the allegation is that they paid him all this extra money to really want to be part of their team. Right? They're going to find a way to keep him by paying him even more money. And then I start thinking about basketball itself. And I start thinking about the number of games that he has missed over the years. And I think to myself, if I were in his shoes, I'd be like, hey, you know what? I'm not playing. Doesn't matter. A, I'm getting my NBA contract, plus I'm getting all this money over here. And all I have to do is remain a member of the Clippers. Guess what? I can remain a member of the Clippers sitting here on the bench in street clothes if I want to. Like, I don't.
By the way, I'm sure you're not the only person thinking that way.
Yeah,
either.
right? I mean, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves right now, if he was making all this money as a player and he was making all this money on the side.
Allegedly.
And by the way, he has all these other deals with, like, what's in it? I think, is he with New Balance? Is that the sneaker brand that he's with? Right? So he's making money. He's just printing money. And you know what he does not have to do to keep the money rolling? He doesn't have to play. He literally does not have to play. But most of the money is still coming to him just because he is a member of the Clippers, according to the report from Torre.
All right, so on the other side, as I mentioned, we will have Pablo's findings on how the relationship or what the relationship was between this company Aspiration, who was allegedly
Where are we at right now on the count? Do we have any
hold
idea?
on, let me finish before he says it. Allegedly paying Kawhi to do what Pablo describes a no-show job. And the relationship with the organization, the Clippers. We're going to do that on the other side. What is the count?
32.
32 allegedly.
Only 32
Only
allegedly?
32.
That's
Well,
means
35.
Well, so
you guys just said it 3 times, so
right.
35.
So that is 19 in that segment alone.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And listen, the mongrels in the YouTube chat, they thought we were already into triple digits.
No. Yeah.
Not there yet.
Jorge is oops, I hit this thing by accident. Jorge is keeping count. All right, so we'll step aside. We'll have that for you next.
All right, listen all this week to the Sedano and Cap Morning Show for your chance to join Cappy and me in the Coors Light Chill Zone at Angel Stadium this Friday right now. You want to join us? Because here's the thing. We're not doing a show. Now that we're in mornings, that means we're just hanging out, eating brats with you, throwing out some peanuts and some Cracker Jacks. Call 877-710-ESPN right now. Be caller number 7. Win a 4-pack of tickets to join Cappy and me at Angels A's this Friday, September 5th. Listen all this week only on ESPN LA. 3 minutes, we'll take a timeout, and then more allegedly's next on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, where change is in the air. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Children's Hospital Los Angeles is where groundbreaking research meets unparalleled expertise. It's where exceptional care is tailored 100% to kids. And it's where every specialist, every room, every innovation revolves around one need: your child's health. Whether it's routine care or a life-saving procedure, CHLA is where families turn to when outcomes truly matter. Children's Hospital Los Angeles, 125 years of building hope and healthier futures. Go to chla.org today.
Hey guys, it's Cappy, and I want to remind you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. You know I'm a huge Subaru fan for so many reasons: safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and you know they're all about that Subaru love promise. Come visit my friend Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. Not only do they have an amazing line of new Subarus, but they've also got a massive selection of pre-owned certified Subarus at amazing prices. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway. Visit oceansubaruoc.com for more information. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
I'm sexy and I know it.
7:44, good morning. I hit the wrong one.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Check it out.
On this day,
LMFAO.
Yeah, actually, it's Red Food. Red Food. You know Red Food?
Right.
It's his 50th birthday today.
Really? Happy birthday, Foo.
Really?
Happy birthday, Red Food.
Diddy. Come on, Foo.
I thought that was your nickname for Cappy.
Red Food or just Foo?
Foo.
What's up, I think Red Foo.
Also, today is Welsh Rarebit Day. Welsh Rarebit.
What is that?
I don't know.
What's a Welsh rarebit?
I don't know. Well, you put it on here. Damn it.
I just read the thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Copy, paste.
I'm here.
I'm here. By the way, congratulations, Rebecca
here.
King. Rebecca King in Placentia. She wins a 4-pack of tickets to Angel Stadium on Friday. She's going to be in the Coreside Chill Zone with us for Angels A's. And she asked Lindsay when she was caller number 7 at 877-710-ESPN. She said, "Am I allegedly the winner?"
37.
There we go.
Welsh Rarebit is a classic British dish of toasted bread topped with a savory, velvety cheese sauce.
Oh, beautiful. I can go with some
Rare bit.
Can we have some Welsh Rarebit after the show?
They make it down at the Lazy Dog? If they do, we'll get it.
All right, 7:46, good morning. Time to dive into the biggest story. Back to you, Sha.
We are efforting to get Pablo Torre on, by the way. He just texted me back.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, what do you say?
Said, where's that Welsh Rarebit?
Yeah. Can we go over the top with him?
Sure.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it now. Yeah, let's.
Oh, we do it now?
No, I'll just tell him. Let's do it now, and we can go as long. We can
Great
go.
job by the guys in the back on the social team. If you go to our YouTube channel right now, we've got the allegedly counter happening at the upper
38.
right corner of the YouTube feed. So we're going to keep track of it all day long. But Jorge Briones is the official counter. Okay? right? Sí. Muy bien.
Exactly
Gracias.
right. Yeah.
Okay. 38.
38.
Sí.
Let me give another time check while Sedano's texting 747. Good morning.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you're just tuning in today, and Lindsay, I don't know if you have his contact, but I will send it to you. Pablo Torre and his podcast has done a 7-month investigation on an alleged situation where they are investigating the Clippers' alleged salary cap circumvention with Kawhi Leonard. He's ready whenever you are.
Are we ready?
Lindsay will call him.
You feel ready?
Happy, just relax.
Yeah.
We got to call him, man.
So I'm going to just so this
the question was, is everybody ready?
Since we have the cuts, whatever. Yeah. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask him to surmise the story as quickly as he can, and then we will ask more questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Speaking of questions, let me just ask this before Pablo comes on.
Yeah.
40. In case you want to ask me how many.
Okay.
Linz, I said it to you.
Do you guys think that this is like that this allegation is the only time we'll ever hear of something like this? In other words, you think that this is commonly practiced?
Yes.
You do.
Yeah,
so you think like another owner of a team wants to sign a player or keep a player and keep him or her happy. So they say, hey, I'm going to find another company that's going to pay you X, or I'm going to invest in a company that's going to pay you X. You guys think this is something that happens?
I mean, I don't think it's implausible is what I would say. But what I would also add is that I do think, and there are a lot of questions from the YouTube chat about like what will happen if the NBA reopens the investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there could be a number of things. If they find these improprieties to be true, if the alleged becomes facts, then I think the NBA is in uncharted waters here, because Adam Silver said when the original investigation in 2019 about Kawhi and Uncle Dennis and alleged improprieties and benefits or whatever were put out there, he said if there was tangible evidence, and I'm paraphrasing that part, to reopen the case, they would. And he talked about how salary circumvention is the cardinal sin. So who knows what could happen if this stuff is true? All right, the man of the hour, Pablo Torre, friend of the program. Well, friend of mine. He's now going to be a friend of Cappy's.
Yeah, this is a first-timer for me.
Yeah, friend of the program. Pablo Torre Finds Out is the podcast. You can get it wherever you find your podcasts. There's a YouTube component as well, which I saw this morning at 4 a.m. when I texted him here in L.A. Pablo, thank you for joining us. I'm sure it's a very busy day. Excellent work, obviously, here on the alleged salary cap circumvention. For those that are just tuning in here in L.A., getting in their car, if you could surmise your findings, and then we can just start asking questions from there.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Good to make fast friends as I make fast enemies in certain precincts of Southern California, perhaps. Yeah, you may recall how in 2019 there was all of this chatter, all of this speculation, all of these conspiracies that the NBA investigated about how Kawhi Leonard wound up with the Clippers. And they all centered around Uncle Dennis. Who can forget Uncle Dennis, Kawhi's representative, asking for all these things, notably off-the-books endorsement deals, basically. And this is an episode of my show today on YouTube and every podcast platform that I think is out there, in which we tell the story using over 3,000 pages of internal documents that we acquired, as well as 7 sources from inside a company called Aspiration, about how it is that Steve Ballmer invested personally $50 million into Aspiration, a quote-unquote green bank climate change company that was planting trees to zero out people's carbon footprints. And Kawhi Leonard was the recipient of a $28 million endorsement deal that has been secret until today. And this is a company, for context, Aspiration, that has since collapsed into disgrace and bankruptcy and has since been shut down and renamed, is being investigated by the Department of Justice, by the SEC. Aspiration had previously hired as endorsers Leonardo DiCaprio, Drake, Robert Downey Jr., Orlando Bloom, Cindy Crawford's more famous daughter, Kaya Gerber. The list goes on, and Kawhi Leonard, who made over 4 times as much as the rest of them combined to do literally nothing. And so that's essentially the top level of the story.
Amazing. Hey, Pablo, was there ever a time in Aspiration's business where they were doing, based on your findings, like legitimate business? Did they ever do anything, or did they just suck up to celebrities?
Yeah, it's a business that used the celebrities to be the good guys. And so what they did was basically say, hey, you got a carbon footprint. You're the Red Sox, who they had to deal with. You're Meta, who they had to deal with. You're the Clippers. They signed a 23-year, $300 million plus sponsorship deal with the Clippers, announced with the opening of the Intuit Dome. And the reason they were able to do that was because they had these celebrities who said, we certify that these are the good guys. We're the climate change, frankly, Democrats. And look, I'm a left-leaning guy, George. This is a company started by two Harvard graduates who were also Democratic politicians. And Steve Ballmer happens to be a Harvard graduate who is, of course, a Democrat. And so here are the good guys coming in. The reality, though, in terms of what did they actually do, well, they hired a lot of people who were true believers in fighting climate change. They ended up being 7 of the sources that I had speak to me, who were mystified as to how the company was running behind the scenes. And so you asked the key question. This is about planting trees to zero out carbon footprints. Did they ever plant the trees? Mm-hmm. Well, in the episode, what you learn is that, according to the source who went on tape with us in a voice-modulated way due to the federal investigations that are concurrent and ongoing, that there was exactly 1 visit to a tree planting in their time there. So $2.3 billion valuation for this company, eventually revealed to be a 9-figure fraud, with the co-founder pleading guilty to 2 counts of wire fraud. That was 2 weeks ago. And did they actually do the thing of being a good guy? It does not seem to be the case.
All right, Pablo Torre with us here. And that was Cappy, by the way, who asked that really smart question. Not me. I will try to ask you a smart question as well. For those that are not familiar with...
it's a rarity, by the way, that A, I ask a smart question, and B, George gives me credit for asking a smart question.
Both facts,
right,
I would say.
I retract my praise. What an embarrassing mistake. I was so naive. I have been the one now scammed.
Yeah. All right, so now, what can we tie together in regards to... I mean, you mentioned it briefly, but Steve Ballmer's connection to aspiration, and the Clippers specifically, their connection to aspiration.
Yeah, so Steve Ballmer put $50 million, and we have the contract for this, bank statements. We have an unusual level of visibility into the inner workings of this company because of the reporting we've done here. And so Steve Ballmer puts in $50 million. And simultaneously, of course, they go the other way, and, they pay the Clippers $300 over 23 years. Now, of course, we never got to the end of that deal, but that's that part of it. The contract itself is what's fascinating, right? So I think maybe I buried the lead here a bit. So this is an endorsement deal. So the way I found out about this is I was like, okay, there's this bankruptcy filing for this company that is public. There is a clue in that filing that says Aspiration still owes outstanding $7 million to a bunch of entities, creditors. One of those creditors was an LLC by the name of KL2 Aspire LLC. Aspiration, Aspire, literally in the name, KL2, look up the filing for that, Kawhi Leonard, right? Number 2. Okay, so logical next question, George, as a reporter. Here we go. When has Kawhi Leonard when has he ever endorsed this company? And you look on the internet, I scour, ask all the sources I can, every bit of rock being turned over, I do, and there are 0 examples of him doing anything, 0. And then get the contract. We get the contract that's signed and executed, right? Kawhi's autograph is on it. And there are not only, fishy things, as alluded to, but there's also, per the contract language, no obligation for him to do anything. Because there's an out clause, and we had David Sampson, former president of the Marlins, assess this for us, an out clause in which it is clear that if something is asked of Kawhi that does not confirm or corroborate his personal beliefs, he doesn't have to do anything. And he did nothing. So he was allowed to do nothing. He did nothing. It was a secret deal. And the clause in the contract that would cause Aspiration to terminate was very curious, because the way Aspiration could terminate this contract was if Kawhi Leonard stopped playing for the Clippers. And so there's a bit of an IQ test going on here, right? We tell the story of Steve Ballmer's influence internally. We have emails with him doing business development for Aspiration with the founders of the company, including the guy who has pled guilty to fraud. We have all of these ways in which 7 sources tell us on the record, this is a contract that was told to us for the purposes of circumventing the salary cap. I don't really know what else I can do to provide for, let's just say, the league office. If you care about this stuff, here is everything we found. But I feel like we got pretty close.
So I would imagine you reached out to the Clippers for comment.
Yep.
What was their position?
Yes, I would like to read that because we are, despite the fact that we also do shows where we taste test athlete weed brands, which is a thing we do on our channel as well. Here is what Steve Ballmer had provided to us, because it was a full denial, right? And so I'm curious about one of the clauses in this statement, but here it is. I just need to get this correct. Okay. Here it is. Neither Mr. Ballmer nor the Clippers circumvented the salary cap or engaged in any misconduct related to Aspiration. Any contrary assertion is provably false. And then they go on to say something else. Here we go. The team ended its relationship with Aspiration years ago during the 2022-23 season when Aspiration defaulted on its obligations. Neither the Clippers nor Mr. Ballmer was aware of any improper activity by Aspiration or its co-founder until after the government instituted its investigation. The team and Mr. Ballmer stand ready to assist law enforcement in any way they can, end quote. And so the key thing there, guys, is they say this is provably false. What they did not know necessarily when we requested that statement was the depth of documentation that we have for all of the things we report. And so all I can say on that clause is I look forward to them proving it.
Right. I mean, if they're going to say that it's provably wrong, then it's on them to go out and prove it. Pablo, let me go back a second, though, because I feel like there's this financial love triangle going on, and I want you to try and explain it. Because if you're Steve Ballmer, I think what you might try and do is say, hey, I didn't know. I didn't know. But we all look at Steve Ballmer and go, dude, you're like the richest guy in pro sports, and you're probably one of the smartest people that earned you all this wealth. So it's kind of hard to believe that you wouldn't know. So just backtrack for 1 second. Here goes. So Ballmer invests $50 million into Aspiration. Aspiration is going to pay Kawhi Leonard $28 million, but he doesn't have to do anything. And, of course, Kawhi, perhaps his defense might be, well, I lent my name. They just never asked me to do anything. What can I tell you? So Ballmer invests 50. Kawhi gets 28, but then Aspiration comes back and puts, did you say 300 plus million into the Clippers as a partner? Is that right?
Oh, yeah. That was, by the way, there's video press conference footage of Ballmer and Joe Sandberg, now, again, pled guilty to fraud, at the dais on Media Day. Like, this was 2021. Like, yeah, and then they announced in big headlines, 23 years, $300+ million sponsorship agreement.
Yeah, you see, what I'm getting at here is it's going to be very interesting to watch a team or somebody as wealthy and as influential as Ballmer say, hey, it's provably wrong. Well, explain that, because here's your $50 million, here's Kawhi's $28 million, and the thought process would be he invested in to get Kawhi paid. I'll put money in, you guys pay him.
Allegedly,
right?
yes.
It's all allegedly, right?
Right.
And then it all comes home with, and you guys do us the solid by you guys putting in the money here, and this is how we expose the company. I mean, it will be very hard for most people to believe that Steve Ballmer could be this naive.
And Pablo, I heard on your podcast, Pablo Torre Finds Out, which people can find on all the podcast platforms and YouTube, that the Clippers that season, clearly you can go back and watch this, right, had the Aspiration logos on patches on their uniforms, if I recall correctly, and on the back of the courtside seats. Is that accurate?
So it was on the back of the courtside seats. The signage was everywhere. They never made it because they collapsed as a company.
Oh, they never got on the patch on the jersey.
Patch was
Okay.
stitched on.
Got it.
But it was, by the way, that was announced and agreed to. It was going to be the plan. That's kind of what the story is, to your point about connecting the dots. If not for the fact that all of this fell apart and I sort of sifted through the wreckage, no one would have known about any of this. That's kind of the whole thing about how is this smart and stupid. Well, it's smart as in they almost got away with it, allegedly. It's stupid because you really think that no one is going to, again, it's a bit of an IQ test. It's okay, Steve Ballmer is, by the way, just to be clear for people who are not familiar with them, sixth richest guy in the world, number 2 to Bill Gates at Microsoft. He is hailed in writing as, quote, the greatest investor of the last 20 years. That's Steve Ballmer. And so the way that this all gets even more hairy, right, is through the question that my sources, the 7 sources I spoke to who work for the company, what they ask, which is, okay, so they, of course, internally know and say this was a deal to circumvent the salary cap. That's the reporting on this. That's them in interviews with me. Their real question, because that's a given to them, is if Steve Ballmer had this level of influence, as described, at this company, what else do you know or not know about, and when did he know or not know about it? Like, that's where it gets even more interesting, right? So the NBA, which cares about cap circumvention, and the federal government, which cares about actual laws, not like sports laws, but like actual laws, these things are not separate. They're actually connected. And that's where, if you're the SEC or the DOJ or what's left of the federal government, you're like, this is something to look into.
So Pablo Torre joining us here. Pablo Torre Finds Out. Make sure you check out the podcast on all the different platforms and on the YouTube component as well. So I have a question for you about some of the stuff you just alluded to at the end. So let's just say the NBA does reopen this investigation. I think you guys discussed this on the podcast as well with Amin and David specifically about what are some of the ramifications that could potentially come about if any of this stuff is true.
Yeah, that's the question that is running through the NBA offices right now. I am told this morning. I'm told that they were not aware of. I mean, look, we did not need to go to the NBA for their blessing on this story. What I'm likewise told, though, is that they did not know about this deal that Kawhi had signed with Aspiration and Steve Ballmer's connection to it. So the question they're asking is, what do you have to do in response? And there's a sort of a realpolitik, like how does business actually work answer. And then there's the how should this thing actually go answer, right? And so if you look back historically, and really there's no real analogy for this. Mark Stein tweeted about this morning, that there really is nothing quite like this in terms of a story with this level of documentation for this level of money, $28 million. I'm just going to quote Stein here because it's just context from someone not involved with the story. He said it's without precedent. So the only precedent you go to is the Timberwolves, and you guys may recall this one.
Joe Smith.
So
yeah.
Joe Smith, number 1 overall pick, Timberwolves. He has an off-the-books but written-down arrangement with Glenn Taylor, the owner, who was very old, which is why they wrote it down apparently. So they had to still pay it out if Glenn Taylor died. Glenn Taylor, relatedly, very much still alive today. I digress. But here we go. Here's the punishment. 5 first-round picks, $3.5 million fine. Joe Smith's contract was voided. His bird rights were stripped. Glenn Taylor was suspended, the owner. GM Kevin McHale was forced to take a leave of absence. That was 25 years ago. So now, different NBA, different level of inflation, certainly. You got to adjust for all that stuff. But also, different owner, right? You have, again, the richest owner in all of sports in the world. The guy who took over the Clippers from noted racist Donald Sterling and came in as a good guy. This was Adam Silver's triumph, right? And so what do you do with these complications is one of the most fascinating questions, I think, to come out of it.
You're listening to KSBN Los Angeles. Pablo Torre with us here, host of Pablo Torre Finds Out, an investigation into an alleged salary cap circumvention of the LA Clippers with Kawhi Leonard. Cap, you got one more before Pablo goes?
Yeah, so just real quick on the thing we were just talking about with Minnesota. Did the player, his contract gets voided?
Yes.
In this case, I mean, if Kawhi Leonard's contract were to get voided, just hypothetically, is he a free agent and can go and do whatever he wants? Is there no punishment theoretically for the player?
It's a very good question. I don't know.
By the way, time out. That's a second good question by Cap.
That's 2 for me.
It deserves a round of applause.
Okay, that's 2.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Okay, Pablo, that's 2.
Yeah, it is 2. We got to give him his due. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Look, I've been accused, like Harvard University, of great inflation, perhaps.
What are you, Dabo Sweeney now?
here's the thing that just made me think, though, right? Because it's not merely what happens to Kawhi in terms of his nullification of the contract, if it happens. It's in 2025, right? Knowing what you know now as hypothetical Clippers front office executive about Kawhi Leonard, do you really care? Or rather, which way do you care about the nullification of Kawhi Leonard's contract? Like, it's on some level a nightmare. On another level, does it also amount to salary cap relief for you? Would you actually weirdly feel differently now than you did when you struck the deal, of course, in 2019, and then extended him in 2021, and then extended him last year? Do you feel differently now about it? It's just one of those, there's so many moving parts. And again, I just got to stress, this isn't a real justice system. It's a bunch of rules that are enforced by a guy in the commissioner of the NBA who is ostensibly the judge, but is actually the employee to the owners he has to punish. And that is a question above my pay grade, is what I would say safely.
Yeah, interesting.
Pablo, how many owners you think, if you had to guess, have rung up Adam Silver today after his evening at the U.S. Open?
Oh yeah, I just saw it. It was Adam with Bob Iger and in a nice box at the Open. Look, I am told that there has been a level of panic over there. Historically, here's another funny, interesting detail to how this all goes behind the scenes, right? So typically, historically, what I am told is that the small market team that is most frustrated by the fact that you can have these, again, uber wealthy. This is like a new generation of just owners, by the way, right? You got to be so rich to own a team now. And Ballmer is the richest by far. And the team that is most frustrated by the ways in which this class of owners throws their wealth around, right? Giant front offices, private money to build stadiums, which, by the way, is admirable by Ballmer, all that, Intuit Dome, 100% personal private money, not public money. The team that's most frustrated by that stuff typically is the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the Thunder, you may recall, is not merely the champions of the last NBA season, but the champions who won their championship because of the deal for Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's how they got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's how they got a bunch of those picks, right? So what do they do? Can they win twice? Can they win that trade twice? Is a thought that crosses through my mind. And I find that one also to be intriguing and quite messy.
Pablo Torre, 7 months worth of investigating on this story. You can check it out at Pablo Torre Finds Out on all podcast platforms and a YouTube component as well that I watched this morning very early here in the darkness in Los Angeles. Pablo, you're the best, buddy. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. You got a new listener to your podcast today, pal.
And you know what? You earned it with the level of question.
Pablo, be good, buddy. See ya.
Thank you, guys.
There
wow.
it is. Pablo
Fantastic,
yeah,
George.
great job by you, George. Great job getting Pablo on this morning. And awesome. That was a great interview.
Yeah, so we're going to do the roll call a little later today. We're going to open up the phones and let people literally have at it about this story that we discussed with Pablo today. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. But, Cappy, before that, let's talk Prize Picks. We got a lot of live reads to catch up on
we
here.
We really do.
Prize Picks. If you want sports action in the state of California, it's very simple. Prize Picks is the place to be. Download the Prize Picks app. Use the promo code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. First $5 play gets you a $50 bonus. It's very simple to play Prize Picks. There is a stat line for every individual player in any sport imaginable. You go more or less on that stat line. You bundle a couple together, you can win cold hard cash.
Yeah, I mean, think about what's coming up this weekend, right? I mean, Thursday night, you've got Dallas and Philadelphia. And right now, Prize Picks has a max discount on Dak Prescott. All Dak Prescott has to do is pass for half of a yard. Normally, his more or less number would be 241.5 passing yards. You'd have to make a decision. Will Dak Prescott pass for more than 241.5 or less than 241.5?
Right.
But in this case, you've got the max discount, and all he has to do is pass for half a yard, and you're halfway home. If you can go 6 for 6, you can multiply your money by 2,000 times. But don't forget about the flex play, because you can go 5 for 6, 4 for 6, and you can still win your money. So here's what I want you to do. Download the Prize Picks app. Use our code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make your first $5 lineup. Get $50 in free lineups thereafter. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. And, George, I know that's your favorite slogan.
I thought that was my line.
But I wanted to just hand it off to you. Because you know what? It's like they wrote it for him.
I know.
You know? It's just
Prize
like
Picks. It's good to be right.
Right.
We got a break. because we haven't broken in like 35 minutes. But we will be back. We will open the phones right now. Your thoughts on this story that Pablo investigated about the Clippers' alleged salary cap circumvention with Kawhi Leonard.
There's another one.
877-710-ESPN, 877-710-3776. Phone lines are open. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
8:12. Good morning. Sedano and Kap on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Visit CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Los Angeles, the 2025 Rams season has finally arrived. Your defending NFC West champs are kicking things off with a home showdown against the Houston Texans. 2 elite quarterbacks, 1 electric game. It all goes down at the Rams house on Sunday, September 7th at 1:25 p.m. Get your tickets today and bring all your energy to SoFi Stadium. To purchase tickets, head to therams.com/HOU, therams.com/HOU. We can't wait to see you at the season opener on Sunday, September 7th. See you at the Rams house.
Hey guys, it's Sedano, and we got to talk about the new ESPN app, the most live sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Monday Night Football, college football, NBA, WNBA, NHL, NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse. The list goes on and on. Plus, shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, the entire 30 for 30 library. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. Sign up now.
Hey, soccer fans! San Antonio Cardinale Wine is hooking up fans with 2 tickets, air and hotel, to the biggest match in USA this season. Don't wait. Head to soccerdreamticket.com and enter now. You can score your way from San Antonio Cardinale Wine.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
You know that feeling. You're finally asleep and bam, a leg cramp comes out of nowhere. Look, I've played through pain, but waking up with a leg cramp at 3 a.m., that sucks. So I don't mess around anymore. I keep Highland's Leg Cramps PM on my nightstand. No groggy side effects, no harsh meds, just a fast, effective relief that lets me sleep through the night without the Charlie horse surprise. Get the sleep you need with Highland's Leg Cramps PM. Get it today at Walmart, Walgreens, or CVS. Highland's Leg Cramps PM, because you don't need a midnight workout.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
I guess they won't, I guess they front. That's why I know my life is out of luck, fool.
Quarter after 8 a.m. Good morning. Sedano and Kap Morning Show. On this day in 1995, the #1 hit, Coolio. Gangsta's Paradise, of course, from the movie Dangerous Minds. Remember that movie? Michelle Pfeiffer, the teacher. I kind of had a crush on Michelle Pfeiffer in that
how
movie.
could you not?
Because I was like 12 years old.
How about other movies, too, like Scarface or Hollywood Nights? I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer was so hot.
I was talking about that movie.
I know, but she's
I was
hot
12
and
years
everything,
old,
you know?
and I wanted to pretend that my private school in Hacienda Heights, St. Mark's, was like that school.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, Christopher, it's not. Also, today is Cabernet Day.
Oh, really? Well, happy Cabernet Day.
Yes. Right now, why don't you tell us, George Sedano, the one and only George Sedano, on this Wednesday morning. Tell us about our friends. By the way, we will get the morning roll call here in just a moment. But we're a little behind on live read, so we got to get him in because Pablo Torre was amazing.
He was incredible.
And we swept the top.
Yes, we
did. Cappy, we swept the top.
Nice
you were
job.
talking about yesterday the radio playbook. That's in there.
That is.
You sweep the top
You
on important
sweep
things.
that
Yeah,
down.
and by the way, if you're Barbecue Steve as one of the mongrels, go bleep yourself, dude.
Why? What happened?
He wants, well, shouldn't you be talking about football right now? This is a massive story that, by the way, if you're a Lakers fan, you should want to know about. Because if the alleged improprieties that Pablo's alleging in his investigation about the Clippers and Kawhi are true, this is going to be an unprecedented situation, not just in the NBA, in sports.
And I would bet you other owners of teams are like starting to freak out right now. And by the way, don't get so upset. Not everybody is a content consultant. Not everybody's a content consultant.
Did you just
Relax.
throw stuff?
Look, he's
Sedano's
throwing stuff.
throwing stuff.
He's throwing things because he gets so angry. Who's this guy? What's
Barbecue
this guy's name?
Barbecue Steve.
Hey,
Shouldn't we be
Barbecue
talking
Steve.
about football right now?
Barbecue
So
Steve.
I said to what, you want us to guess? You would rather us guess about what's going to happen on Saturday and Sunday?
Well, tomorrow. I mean,
because I said, did football
Eagles,
get played
Cowboys.
yesterday? Did I miss something?
The mongrels got you to throw something on day 2.
Yep. But that's
I'm being
Barbecue
switched
Steve.
up.
Listen, Barbecue, nice work, at least in terms of like what Royce Tony wants, which is to see Sedano lose.
But he wants me to do it with you.
Right.
Let me do a time check. 8:17. Good morning.
All right, real quick,
it's 8:17?
before we get to the roll call, let me tell you about our friends at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Our wonderful partnership with the nicest dealership in America, Cadillac of Beverly Hills. You know Cadillac. We know Cadillac. When was the last time you've driven one? Well, luckily, I've been driving in the Vistic. Oh, man. This thing is like a little mini Escalade. It is tricked out beyond belief from a technological standpoint. And by the way, for parents, if you want to let your kid drive, this is a Cadillac feature. They got a teen driver mode where it literally will not start the car unless the seatbelts are in. It won't let them drive past the speed limit. Those are just some of the
You
details.
say it's teen mode?
Yeah,
Those little scumbags. We got you now, teens.
Yeah, teens.
Little scumbag.
and it's got massage chairs. I mean,
those are amazing.
First of all, Cadillac, when you drive a Cadillac, you feel like you've made it. Well, I'll say this. Forget about feel like. You know you've made it. And the new lineup of Cadillac EVs like the Vistic, the sedans, the SUVs, they define luxury at the top of your game, okay? And you can find them all at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. So go in and say hello to Tony, Dan, the incredible team there at Cadillac of Beverly Hills. Check out their beautiful showroom at 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com. All right,
Thank you,
roll
George.
call.
Roll call. Morning roll call time. 877-710 ESPN. The morning roll call, which we do usually at 8 a.m., but we're a little behind this morning. Made possible by who, Georgie?
Our friends at Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Less than 90 minutes from where we are.
Take it away, Judge.
All right, let's go. Will in Pasadena. William, what do you got?
Yo, man, I've been watching the NBA for whole life, 20 years, and I learned about these secret truths, like players around the country having babies, like scouts incentivizing Euro players to get them in the draft. Is this a known thing that everyone knows about that people do in the NBA, like coaches, not coaches, but team owners, do these under-the-table deals?
See, that is a great question.
Yeah, I mean, listen, do I think improprieties happen? I mean, look, we've talked about it in college for decades until NIL became legal, basically.
But it is a good question because when you hear this story today, don't you think that we would all be naive to think that this is just a one-time deal?
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, yes.
Morning roll call.
877-710 ESPN, 877-710-3776. Chris in L.A. Chris, what do you got?
Hey, great topic. I got to give that to you guys. This is very interesting. Of course this has been going on. There's no reason for it not to be. It's just business. But unfortunately, the Clippers, being the Clippers, they are the ones that actually put it in the contract, and now it's going to be national news. So I think the NBA is going to have to do something, maybe not publicly, but this is huge. But there's no doubt in my mind, though, that other teams have had a wink-wink kind of arrangement with sponsors to kick in some money. Maybe not to this extent, this amount, but clearly I think it's been happening, and great for you guys to be shedding some light on it with Pablo Torre. Great morning show.
Thank you, Chris. 877-7.
Take that. What was that guy's name? Barbecue Steve.
Barbecue
Take
Steve.
that,
Yeah.
Barbecue Steve.
Barbecue Steve is busy right now.
Yeah.
My man's, he's grilling. He got a little salmon going right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He got a nice little piece of steak. Maybe a turkey burger or two.
Morning roll call.
877-710 ESPN, 877-710-3776. Any thoughts on what Chris said?
I just think that what he's saying is probably right that we all should now wake up to the notion that this is probably not a one-time deal and that other owners in other sports are probably thinking the exact same thing. Like, hey, I can get you this much money based on your contract, but I can do a lot more for you over here, so come sign with us.
Andrew and Laverne. Andrew, what's up?
How you guys doing? I just want to comment. Obviously, this is going to be a big story, but I don't think the NBA wants really any part of this, and I think this is probably going to go away or get a slap on the wrist. When I was listening to everything, and I don't think that the contract part of Kawhi having a clause in it for him if he left the Clippers is that big of a deal, because think of all these guys that they're wearing sponsors on the jerseys now, and when that happens, if the guy leaves the team, why would he still be signed with them? So if they were making a deal for that, that makes sense for why he would have that in his clause. So, yeah.
All right, morning roll call time. One more, Georgie.
John in Hawthorne. John, what's up?
I'm a Clipper fan, so Pablo Torre, he just lost a friend. And, I think we need
to quote the great
Steve
Mason.
To investigate. Yeah. I think we need to investigate the endorsement deals between Chris Morales and Sedano.
All right, I agree.
Well, I mean, listen, there are no endorsement deals. Pretty on in the open, I feel.
I got Providence because I almost died, sucker.
Yeah.
Oh, 821.
Yeah, exactly. 821.
No, it's 822, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, 822. Good
He
morning.
came back from the dead. All right, we can end it on that one. Roll call. We'll come back. Maybe we'll do a second roll call later.
Where are you getting all this time? We're only on the air till 9 terrestrially.
during the YouTube only hour.
Now this guy wants to be pro calls.
Yeah. Well,
yesterday he's like, "What do you mean we're taking calls?"
No, today is a day where we need to hear from the people.
Is that in the playbook, the Cappy Radio playbook?
Today,
no, not the Cappy, the
Sedano
Morales Radio
Cap.
playbook.
Yeah.
The way that clip sounded, it was the producer Winsey baseball playbook.
No. She was pushing the Morales playbook.
Yeah,
that's what
was
she's
going
supposed
on.
to be doing.
Yeah.
That's what was going on.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Real quick though,
Focus.
we will recap what we talked about with Pablo, and then we've got Radio Tinder as well coming up. So we'll have some levity. I do want to talk about the Dodgers for a second. The Dodgers. In just 3, 2, 1.
They stink, by the way.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, listen, this thing.
Big number.
Before it was they couldn't beat the good teams.
Yeah.
Now it's they can't beat the bad teams.
Here's the good news. You ready? The Dodgers stink, and the good news is so do the Padres. Or flip.
By the way, the Mongrels are killing you about the Padres for some reason.
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
Listen, the Padres stink, but the good news for the Padres is the Dodgers stink too. These two teams both stink right now. And listen, one's going to win the division. The other one's going to likely be the wild card or one of the wild cards. And guess what? I don't see either of them, at least the way they're performing today, doing anything in the postseason. But for the Dodgers, the difference is...
Hot take. We need to get the Blue Review host over there to discuss it.
Let's take Cappy.
But just real quick, to finish the thought, the difference, though, is that the Dodgers are anticipating getting guys back.
Yeah.
And by getting guys back, not only, when you get a Tommy Edman back in center field, then you can move a Michael Conforto back to the bench because the guy can't hit 200.
Yeah.
So...
Under the Mendoza, as
Cappy's
they say.
the only guy that when he hears the live read music goes longer on the Sports 6.
Wait, this is the new live read
Yeah.
music? This is part of the playbook?
We did it yesterday.
This is part of the playbook?
It was in the playbook.
Oh, it is. I didn't get the playbook.
I'm impressed that you're prepared for the Dodgers.
There we go.
Why
There we go.
Why would you be impressed by
Shohei
that?
Otani.
Shohei. Give me a Shohei before I go to Jacob.
Shohei Otani.
Okay, there we go.
100 home runs.
Listen, if you get into an accident.
825, good morning.
Yeah. If you get into an accident, you got to call Jacob right away at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew here at 710 Senya. But if you were in an accident, even a minor one, here's something most people don't realize. You should always call the police, no matter what. Even if it feels awkward. Even if the other person begs you not to do it. Even if you think, well, we can handle this ourselves. Because once you walk away without a report, things can get really hairy very quickly. The other driver might say it was your fault, or worse, they could deny the whole thing happened, and without a police report, it's your word against theirs. That's why Jacob and Ronnie always says, protect yourself. A police report is your first line of defense. It tells your side of the story, and it's official, which matters a lot when the insurance company starts asking questions. So if you've already been in a crash and forgot to ask the police report, call Jacob at 844-24-JACOB. Tell him Sedano, Mason, and the crew here at 710 Senya. His team knows what to do and how to fight for you, even if things get messy. So call him at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB, 844-24-JACOB, or visit him online at calljacob.com. The law office is Jacob and Ronnie. You don't pay unless he wins. That's real protection, real peace of mind, and a trusted legal partner of the LA Rams, the LA Lakers, and LAFC.
LAFC, we're going to cleanse the palate a little bit from the Kawhi story. Radio Tinder is next in 3 minutes on the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Providence. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. Join Travis Rogers, Sua Cravens, and me, Chris Morales, this Sunday, September 7th for the ESPN LA Rams postgame show live from Hollywood Park Casino. Win prizes like signed sports memorabilia and tickets to an upcoming ESPN LA sporting event. While you're there, enter for a chance to win a brand new Pedigo e-bike. Hollywood Park Casino is LA's hottest card room and the only place where you can party and play 24/7. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 and older. See you there Sunday.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Richard Navarro, General Manager at Fleming Steakhouse and Wine Bar in downtown Los Angeles, where unforgettable dining meets the heart of the city. Whether it's prime steaks, fresh seafood, or your handcrafted cocktail, we're here to make your next experience out exceptional. Call us today at 213-745-9911 to reserve your next table. We're open for lunch and dinner. Fleming's, where great steaks, good times. Call at 213-745-9911.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
The crow flies straight, a perfect line.
8:29, good morning. Radio Tinder time. We'd like to play a TV theme. On this day in 2008, Sons of Anarchy premiered on FX. The great story of Jax Teller and his father and the biking gang. Sons of Anarchy. When I watched this show, great show by the way, I wanted to be like in a motorcycle gang. I wanted to buy a Harley because producer Jorge used to have a Harley.
I did.
Really?
I did. Yeah.
Thing.
Really?
All these tough guys run like 100 miles an hour, riding up to something that they're about to do stuff at. But then they got to park their bike. So they get there and they're like beep 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 beep, and they back. You're not that tough when you got to park your bike.
Backwards.
Well,
you gotta walk
what
back.
kind of Harley did you
I
have?
had an iron.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just something not too crazy.
Really? I had a buddy of mine who was in this show.
Really?
In Sons of Anarchy.
Oh yeah, you told me about the guy.
His name is Chris Reed.
That's right.
And he played a character called Filthy Phil. Do you
I
remember
remember
Filthy
yeah,
Phil?
yeah.
They whacked him.
Yeah, they whacked him.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but they whacked him.
Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme like Sons of Anarchy there, or a wrestling theme with Lindsay Baseball. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our new sponsor, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers, Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks, sucker. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Radio Tinder time. Take it away, Vanessa Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, first, before I get to my Radio Tinder question, I just want to say that, Cappy, I'm not going to let you get away with your text in the group chat yesterday.
I deserve it.
Where we were talking about JT the Brick's opinion on
scumbag.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, he said he did some sort of tweet.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing
Yeah,
now?
he put out a tweet about Bill Belichick, and everybody ripping Bill Belichick, and who the hell are you guys to rip Bill Belichick? The guy's won 6 Super Bowls, 2 as a coordinator, 2, so 8, blah, blah, blah. And then the problem is when you text a tweet that's super long, it, like, cuts off.
Right.
And you thought he ended on...
Like, imagine how.
Imagine
Like,
how.
right.
Right. So, honestly, in Spanish, and Briones can back me up on this, it would be like him going on his rant and then saying, imagínate. You know what I'm saying? So, it actually, in Spanish, would have made sense. But in English, to your point, it did not. And you were confused by all
I was
of
like,
this.
why did he just, like, end it there?
Yeah.
And then all you guys started ripping me going, hey, moron. Click on the tweet and read the entire tweet. Because I was like, that's kind of a weird jumping off point, you know?
I was like, Cap, you have to click on the whole thing to expand it.
Even, by the way, I was laughing. I was like, what a
I
dumbass.
started cracking up because I was... It ended on imagine how.
Right, I was like, that was so dumb.
All right, so anyway.
We're at 47, by the way.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
I mean, kind of like that's what Chris is doing now. Those of us who want to maintain our friendship, we're not berating.
By the
I
way,
don't think we did the stream commands.
we need to have JT on to kind of like, we need to like talk it out, We haven't had him on since then.
I don't think him and Chris are going to hug it out.
Okay.
I think it finally
Maybe
exploded.
He should go to the same radio school those 2 lightweights you work in San Diego with.
Yeah, but they're not in radio.
Oh, don't start.
No, they're not in radio. I mean, that's a problem. Why don't you do this for me? Do me a favor, will
Tell
you?
Browner
A
to wrap
personal
it up,
favor.
okay?
Do me a favor. Oh my God. Do me this favor. Please publish the Morales playbook so I can hand it off to everybody
Well,
who
that's
needs
a
to learn
secret.
it. I mean, teach the industry, bro.
Should I have producer Lindsay do the forward?
Yeah, and like,
That would be
and
great.
it'll be printed like a textbook.
I'll dedicate it to you, Cappy.
Way I could throw it at you the way Sedano's throwing stuff in the studio.
You're telling my
There's a
boy
barbecue Steve on YouTube.
to wrap it up. You tell him to wrap it up. You're a bad guy.
Well, he told you yesterday to wrap it up.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what made you and Lindsay fight.
All right, go ahead.
Radio Tutor already in progress. Good morning.
All right, so speaking of the group text yesterday, we were talking about The Rock and how all these photos of him have appeared where he's lost a ton of weight, and people were even like saying that he looked kind of like Al Roker. And I said he's on the...
You mean fat Al Roker? Or skinny
No,
Al Roker?
skinny.
heard that.
Skinny Al Roker.
I
He
have
does.
not heard that.
Look at the photo.
Oh, he does.
He
That's
does.
right.
I said he's on like the Batista diet, like Dave Batista, who, former WWE wrestler, who turned actor, who lost a ton of weight, and everyone's like, whoa, what happened to this guy? So I was going to say, but I'm saving it for now, that like, I think that The Rock, like, he's the beefcake thing, like that's him. That's his part of his persona. That's like who he is. And I think he kind of dropped the ball by, going with this look. So I want to ask you guys.
Well, he's old now.
I know, but
easy,
still.
easy. Will you relax, kid?
He's not that
All right,
old.
He's
relax.
53.
Yeah, hey, that's right. He's not old, Mr. 48 years old.
He still takes
him trying to
creatine.
be like Joe Weider, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's an old timey
I was
reference.
gonna say,
was.
who's Joe
very, very,
Weider?
very old,
Yeah.
but I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Joe Weider was
He was like the first guy to ever like produce products.
products that for like weightlifters and
Yeah.
things
Well, I
like
thought
that.
that was Jack LaLanne.
No, different guy.
Yeah,
But Joe Weider.
Jack LaLanne was a professional bodybuilder.
Yeah.
But Joe Weider
Same
was the guy that
track?
pushed the products.
Yeah, Joe Weider had like whether it was dumbbells
Yeah.
or weight vests or like even protein powders. I mean, Joe Weider was like the first guy.
Like
But,
before-
but it's secret. He was using guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger, saying it was all natural, and then it came out it wasn't.
Before
right?
Billy Blanks.
I think.
Well,
if you-
Billy Blanks was Tybo.
Yeah, that was Tybo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think if you go
Same
to
industry.
the
No,
outdoor
Tybo
gym,
was all natural, man.
Yeah.
I think if you go to Venice Beach and you go to like that gym right there on the beach, you'll see Joe
Where
Weider's
you used to
name.
dance?
You'll see Joe Weider's name. Yes, all over.
Cappy, you a freak, man.
Thank
So
you.
anyway,
There was some freaky stuff going on, too.
go ahead.
They like Joe Weider was massaging things up, right?
Oh, really? He was?
I think so, yeah.
I think
So
I
You
think
oiled me up
I
at
think
East
when you're
Central last night,
when you're the older you get, the leaner you got to get, which is why Dr. Clapper keeps telling Cappy to get off the creatine.
Well, wait a second. As far as The Rock goes, listen, I will say this. I applaud him for being willing to take on a role where he has to change his body that drastically. For a guy to eat the way he has to eat and train the way he has to train to maintain, 270 pounds of muscle, okay, and do other things, that's what his roles are. You called him a beefcake. That's why he makes $25 million
Yeah,
a movie.
yeah.
But he wants
He's
to
losing
be
a lot of his fan base. Just saying.
But now he wants to be Mr. Serious Actor. He wants to be a guy who doesn't just play action adventure star. So you know what? I'll lose the 60 pounds. I'll get super lean, and I'll play this MMA guy. We'll see how it goes for him. But here's the thing. Is he going to be able to pack back on the 70 pounds, or is he like being smaller and lean? Because he did look kind of sickly, and the Al Roker thing is very funny because I hadn't thought of it. Look kind of like him. Posture looked bad. I mean, I don't know, man. He just didn't. Hey, Dwayne, I know you're listening right now. Bro, lean, I get it. And, man, I wish I could pull that diet.
Look,
but bro,
get back on the creatine.
Dwayne, I think you look great, bro. So, anyway, what's next?
I love you, Dwayne, but get back on the creatine. All right, so I saw this story on Yahoo about how, like, frats and Greek life are taking, like, a downward spiral, and not as many people are pledging for fraternities and sororities anymore, and they're starting to think that maybe Gen Z is going to do away with them because, you know, I guess there's a lot of hazing, there's a lot of incidents, there's also a lot of, like, I don't know, unwritten rules, I guess, that students don't agree.
Listen, I have a position on frats, but go ahead.
Well, I was just going to ask if you guys think that, like, A, we're unifrat. I think Cappy was. And B, like, do you think that Greek life will still be a thing in, like, 10, 15 years?
I do. I will start with yes, I do. So I would swipe right. However, what I would say is this. I understand wanting to be part of a community or whatever if you're moving. Like, Cappy moved from Florida to Pittsburgh. To go to school. And I don't know if you were part of a frat or not.
It was called the football team.
Right. Well, that's right. In essence, it was. Right. But, like, I get it if that. What I don't get is the person who goes to the commuter school, okay? And I say that as someone who went to a school locally where I live. Who
like
was
a local guy?
Who was also in a frat. Like, dude, you grew up here. You have all your friends. Like, you have to be in a frat to make new friends? What about all your friends you've had all your life at this point? That's the one part of it I don't get. But I get it if you moved away and whatever. Just, you know, you want to be part of a community.
But as far as why kids aren't joining fraternities as much, and you say that there's some stats to back that up, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Gen Z is like kind of like, oh, they're so cringe.
I would argue two things.
Cringe AF, Cappy.
Yes, I understand.
Not hella tough.
I'd tell you two things. One, kids don't drink as much in college
No
today
way.
like we used to
in
drink.
general, they don't.
Because they like
and
weed.
adults too, by the way.
Yeah, right. People like weed, and weed has bitten into alcohol. So that's the first part of it.
Yeah, big weed.
Yeah, that's right.
Big weed.
The second part of it is this. This is kind of a little bit weird because you mentioned fraternities. You didn't mention sororities. So I don't know if it's both. But
I did say both, but it's okay.
From a fraternity perspective, you know, these kids who went through COVID, their social skills are very different today, and it's only 5 years later.
Yeah.
But if you were 16 or 17 during COVID, and now you're like 21, 22, 23, just the social person that you might have been is different in so many cases. Because you found yourself by yourself playing video games.
Right, and kids are online way more. The interactions are not, especially if your kids don't, like, do stuff outside of the house, like if they don't have interests and hobbies outside the house, then, yeah, it becomes way harder to then make friends the traditional way.
Yeah.
You know, my dad had a fake fraternity with his friends because he was very anti-fraternity.
Yeah.
And it was the Kung Fu Club, and they would all hang out and watch Kung Fu together in his dorm.
They would watch Kung Fu.
Like David Carradine?
They would watch Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah.
So nobody was in the room going, ha, ha!
I mean, they might have been, but they loved to watch David Carradine on Kung Fu.
By the way, we're going to start a fake fraternity called Phi Beta Cappy.
Yeah,
But it's open to everybody.
Everybody can join.
Yeah,
I love
and we
that
just
idea.
share food all day.
Yes, Phi Beta Cappy. And we don't drink. We smoke weed.
No, I can't do
And
either.
Coors Light.
I just drink soda pop.
All right, we'll get
All
you
right.
some soda.
8:40. Good morning. Oh, my quack's not up there.
Come on, man.
Anyway,
Do better.
come on, Jorge. Thank you to Hernandez Wholesale Flooring for Radio Tinder. Right now, though, producer Lindsay Baseball is going to tell us about our friends at Stella Rosa.
Yes, because it's time to celebrate.
Celebrate.
Celebrate. Yeah, celebrate football season because it's one of the best times of the year, and Stella Rosa is here to make your game day even sweeter. Stella Rosa is taking over game day this football season. Sip your favorite flavors like Stella Rosa Black and Stella Rosa Peach, which I have a bottle of that in my office refrigerator. Make sure that nobody takes that. Greg Bergman. So yeah, they
Wow.
Are we going to sandwich
That
gate
was pretty
part two
good.
again?
We took
That was
sandwich.
good.
Just
That was
saying.
a missile
As you
right
took
across
my
the
sandwich.
thing.
Hey,
I'm
Bergie,
just saying.
I put my perfect bars in this refrigerator, the community refrigerator, and I actually put my name on the boxes.
Oh,
Right.
no.
So that people would know they were mine.
Oh,
But
no.
you're welcome to them, just so you know.
Thank you for
I feel like
allowing
I
me to
owe
have
you a
them.
protein
But
bar.
I would not take it if it was not yours.
What kind of bars are they?
They're called perfect bars.
We can have those at Phi Beta Cappy.
Oh, yes, we can.
Well, you
They're
know what
pretty damn
else? You
good,
know what
too.
else is perfect? Stella Rosa, and they even have a non-alcoholic line if that's your jam. So if you,
Mine.
yeah, exactly. So Chris, you could celebrate with me. None of the alcohol and all of the sweetness. And don't forget this season that Stella Rosa wants to take you to game day to the next level. They're giving you the chance to win an unforgettable trip to one of the biggest college football games of the year right here in LA on January 1st. I think you know what game that is. You get tickets to the game, hotel accommodations, flights, ground transportation, and even something extra for you, some spending cash, which of course everybody loves. You can enter now at stellarosa.com/tailgate2025. And remember to celebrate responsibly, must be 21 or older to enter.
All right, coming up next, let's get into the Dodgers and their the Dodgers and their tough loss yesterday. Ohtani 100, and Cappy's got a hot take on the Dodgers next.
Oh, hot take, Cappy. By the way, Rich Eisen coming up at 9 a.m. Don't forget, we will continue on YouTube, the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. And Abner got hello. He's coming in at 9:30 this morning. Sedano and Cap Morning Show Wednesday. Smile, Jack. It's not that serious, and neither are we on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Abner Gatt, your trusted Los Angeles public adjuster. Call Abner directly at 818-917-5256 for help with your insurance claim.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
Hey guys, Cappy here. When disaster strikes, you need an ally who truly understands your needs. Abner Gatt is here to help you navigate the complexities of insurance claims. Are you feeling abandoned because your home is unlivable and your insurance company isn't cooperating? Or perhaps you're being pressured to use a contractor with poor reviews. You've been loyal to your insurance company for over 20 years, yet now they treat you like an outsider. Abner Gatt knows how to turn the tables. We protect homeowners from the games and fine print that insurance companies are known for, and we cover all of Southern California, ensuring your voice is heard and your home is restored. Visit AbnerGatt.com or call 818-917-5256. Abner and his family personally take your calls with 5-star ratings from Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Don't let your insurance company dictate your future. Abner Gatt is here to help. Visit AbnerGatt.com or call 818-917-5256. Abner Gatt, your claim, our game.
Chris Morales here. Addiction to opioids and stimulants can strip away the things that make you uniquely you. This National Recovery Month, recover your life. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at choosechangeca.org.
Feel the ground tremble. The Morongo Band of Mission Indians invites you to the 34th Annual Thunder and Lightning Powwow. Enjoy authentic arts, crafts, and the cuisine of Native American culture. All are welcome to this free, family-friendly event. Call 888-MORONGO or go to morongopowwow.com for more information. The Thunder and Lightning Powwow, September 26th through the 28th.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show.
8:45. Good morning. Rich Eisen coming up at 9 a.m. The Rich Eisen Show. We will continue on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. On this day in 1983, the number one hit, the Eurythmics, Analytics up front. Sweet dreams are made of this. Cappy.
Remember this video? Like the first time you saw this video?
I was born in 1983.
Well, remember she had like that red hair, but like a crew cut, and it was strangely sexy.
I was going to say, she's beautiful.
Yeah.
Shocking that you made it about being sexy.
Well, I was 13 years old. You know what I mean?
I understand. That's
You know?
how I was with the Mariah Carey Honey video. I became a man to that video.
You did, huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
By the
do.
way, we mentioned this earlier. Today is Welsh Rarebit Day. Welsh Rarebit Day. And I got a text. They want to remain anonymous. And they said, you know what's a rare bit? Cappy asking good questions during the Pablo interview.
2 of them. I got credit for 2 of them.
Pretty good. By the way, if you want to hear that interview immediately and you're watching on YouTube, you know what you can do?
The podcast.
Well, you can do the podcast, but you can just scrub backwards on YouTube.
Oh, that's true.
You can just
could do
scrub
that.
backwards. You ever scrub backwards?
I have.
Hey.
I hear your crew in San Diego likes to scrub backwards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Hey, I want to mention to everybody real quick. My man Omar down at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton.
Yeah.
What a guy this guy is. I'm telling you. This guy served over 20 years in the U.S. Army, got done with the U.S. Army. He's like, what's next in my life? And he said, you know what? I think I like sales. And I think I like auto sales. And I think I like making sure people get into the right car at the right price. And so Omar, after 20 years in the Army, got into the Subaru brand. He loves the brand. He's been with Subaru his entire career. He's got an incredible staff of sales folks who are going to get you and your family into the right Subaru product for you. I mean, I've driven just about all the Subarus, the Solterra, the Outback, the Crosstrek, the Forester. I love them all. I happen to love the Outback, the one I'm driving right now. I've put several thousand miles on this car. I cannot believe the fuel efficiency. That, to me, is a big deal because, honestly, like, I do so much driving up and down the 5 freeway that I got to make sure that my vehicle gets really good gas mileage. And I can just tell you right now, the Outback is insane. It's sporty, it's roomy, it's safe, it's rugged. It's got the all-wheel drive, all the new technology, incredible dashboard. The folks at Subaru, they are amazing, and they put out the safest vehicles on the road. So look, I know summer road trips are over, but you're packing the kids in, you're taking them to school this morning, you're picking them up from school. You want to make sure your family's in the safest vehicle can be in, and that is a Subaru. So let's get you to Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. It's at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton. It's right off the 91 freeway. Cannot possibly miss us. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. It's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love. Make sure you go up to Omar and say, hey, thank you for your service, my brother. We appreciate you.
By the way, did you Ocean Subaru it like Sedano for a second?
I Subaru'd it,
Yeah,
and I
you
also...
did. I caught that. You didn't think we would catch it.
No, I thought you guys would
Is
cut
that
me
in your
off
playbook,
in the
Mr.
middle.
Radio over
yes,
there?
that's right. Subaru. You pronounce Sue with a shoe. Like a
I mean,
suh
by
with
the
a
way,
shuh.
speaking of shoe, the great Sua Cravens retweeted my tweet. I made a video this morning in the bathroom at East Central Hotel of the middle towel, the second towel.
Yeah.
This guy retweets. That's how much he's a teammate.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's retweeting our bits about the middle towel at East Central Hotel. Should we hit the organ, by the way, for Dodgers?
Hit the organ for the Dodgers. So they lose this game yesterday.
Yins are going to go down over to the Bergen and Yins are going to lose to the Buccos.
Yeah. 9-7. Okay.
Frustrating.
Now, the positive, we'll start with that,
What is that?
was Ohtani, right? The home run, 3 for 5.
Shohei Ohtani.
His 100th home run. It's
exit-
like
exit-
2 seasons.
Yeah, exit velo was like 123 miles per hour.
Exit velo.
Very good.
Fastest home run out of a stadium this year, or maybe ever. I don't know.
I
Who
think
knows?
it's ever.
I think it's the third ever. A couple other guys have
Oh, I
faster,
stand
but not by
corrected.
much.
There you go. Right. That's why I said
As you should
maybe.
be.
That's why I said maybe ever. Yeah. That's why I said
I
maybe
thought
ever.
it was ever. According to the tweet, it just said 120.
No, someone had
fastest.
122.
Yeah,
Let's go.
okay.
All right, let's go. So Clayton Kershaw, though. See, Cappy and I have different opinions on this. And look, man, I love. Hey, man. I love Clayton Kershaw. He is.
You don't love him.
I do.
No, you don't.
He's Mr. Dodger in a lot of ways for this generation. Like, there's no doubt.
He's great in the playoffs.
Wow.
So anyway,
You got a bobblehead to crush of him?
so
Wow.
these
What?
are the moments I'm worried about in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Though, is the first inning, 4 runs, you're in the hole. I mean, they made it close, right? They inched back after a couple innings and got within a run, and then just like, but it just you're digging yourself out of this hole, and that's the stuff as we get later in the season that I worry about with him.
Look, Kershaw yesterday, he did not get off to a good start. obviously gave up 4 runs early, and then he settled in, and it wasn't just Kershaw. It's what happens after Kershaw.
Right, but
it's the
settling
bullpen.
in after a 4-run first is tough.
I understand, but you have to go back out there and you have to eat some innings because you cannot tax this bullpen.
I get it.
So you got to get your ass back out there, and you got to get some work done.
Right.
And he did settle down. But let me ask you this. When it's a 4-0 game, and then you battle back, it's 4-3. Then Andy Pages hits a home run.
Right.
Now it's 4-4.
Right.
You get the game back to 4-4.
Yeah.
You're the Dodgers, and you're the World Series champions, and you're the multi-billion-dollar payroll, and you're the little Pittsburgh Pirates that, honestly, combined, make less than probably Teoscar Hernandez. I'm not even using Shohei Ohtani. Seriously. They have no
Shohei
payroll.
Ohtani.
They have no players. They have no fans. If you were watching that game yesterday, when an inning would end, you'd hear people clapping like as it was a golf tournament. Like there was no cheering. There was no crowd noise. There was the golf clap. So look, all I'm saying is this, that if you're the Dodgers and you get down to the Pittsburgh Pirates, you should be able to come back and win that game. And when you get the game to 4-4, you should again be able to come back and win that game. But when you've got guys like Henriquez and Trinan and Kopech and all these guys, Yates, their bullpen stinks. Listen, the Dodgers stink. Period. Right now.
But Cappy, have they
Rock bottom! Have they hit rock bottom? I would say this, that the Angels sweep was probably as rock bottom as it was going to get, but it was followed up by the sweep of the Padres. But then that was followed up by losing 2 out of 4 to the Rockies, then losing 2 out of 3 to the Padres.
Yeah.
And when you lose games to the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates, they're not as lowly as the Colorado Rockies, but they're pretty lowly. You're supposed to win these games, especially in a battle for the division, especially when you're trying to position yourself for the postseason. And this constant talk of, well, they're just bored. They don't get up for the little guys. Okay, then don't. But the good news, again, for me is, there's 2 ways of looking at it. The Dodgers stink, and so do the Padres. And if you flipped it around, because you were a Padre fan, you'd be like, Padres stink, but good news, the Dodgers keep the door open. So it's just the difference is, George, is that when the Dodgers get guys back, and that's the expectation, that when you get a Tommy Edman back, now you can have Tommy Edman play in the outfield with Teoscar Hernandez and an Andy Pages, and you can put Michael Conforto on the bench. That's what the Dodgers are banking on, is guys coming back. Now, Mr. Blue Review,
Yes,
am I right or wrong on this?
I think that you're right about a lot of things. You cannot lose to the Pirates. Now, you have to just win series.
The Buccos.
Yeah, you have to just win series the rest of the way. After losing 2 or 3 to the Diamondbacks, you can't lose series anymore, especially to these bad teams. So they have to win tonight, and then they have to win tomorrow, and that's against Paul Skeens. So that's going to be difficult because he's probably the best pitcher on the planet right now. But you're right about that. And that's also all the other things. Tommy Edman and Max Muncy are supposed to be back next week. So that could really help.
But I see that they're both doing a rehab assignment in like Oklahoma City or something?
Yep, Oklahoma City. Tommy Edman played yesterday. I think he went over 3 or over 4. And then Max Muncy, who's getting over a sickness, is going to be back sometime this week in a rehab assignment.
And you know what those 2 guys are, George?
What's that?
Come on.
Heart and soul guys.
They're heart and soul guys.
Yeah.
And right now, you don't have your heart and soul guys.
I'm setting you up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a good setup.
Muncie's got anginas.
But you,
for the Blue Review. Blue Review each weekday now at 6:30 a.m. presented by LAX.
Get your early Dodgers take.
boy. It is early.
Yeah,
It's fun being that early, too.
I mean, Bergman, we were in here reviewing all this Pablo Torre stuff, and then he was locked in, and then he's like, all right, I got to go do the Blue Review.
Yeah, I had to.
And he was out.
That is part of it. Be there every day at 6:30. We got people there, too. People are waking up to be on the Blue Review.
I love it.
And it's going right into this show.
Yeah. So what do you think of Cappy's hot take, though, that he had before the break that you had?
What was my hot take?
Was it about Philly?
You don't remember your own hot take?
I mean, I didn't think it was that hot, but if the hot take was that neither the Dodgers nor the Padres, or in this case, we'll just focus on the Dodgers, they can't do anything in the postseason the way they're playing right now.
Right.
Absolutely not. And I think you were talking about the Phillies, too.
So you agree with that?
I do. How they're playing right now? No,
right.
Absolutely not. They will do nothing in the playoffs. They have no bullpen.
Okay.
I don't trust anybody in the bullpen as much. Like Blake Trinan, maybe, but he also gave up a hit yesterday for a couple of runs. He's not pitching all that. Tanner Scott's a mess.
He stinks.
Kirby Yates is
He's
a mess.
terrible.
Yeah. And then who can you trust in the back end of the bullpen? I don't think
That
there
is
is very
awful.
many people right now.
Yeah.
They're an average team.
Yesterday,
they are legitimately average.
Sedano said yesterday, he goes, and I don't want to hear any Bonda slander. Did you see the wild pitch that he threw yesterday that
Yeah,
brought in a run?
it was a rough night for Bond.
Okay.
But he's been fairly consistent this year.
He has been.
He's been
he's
your
been
best
good.
guy in the bullpen this year.
For quite some time.
Yeah. I mean, the guy's allowed to have a bad game, okay, every once in a while.
No. Well, so is Kershaw then.
No.
He has a lot of
different.
bad games. Don't worry. Just wait
Come
for the
on,
playoffs.
Kershaw.
8:56. Good morning. Okay, quick timeout.
Wait, I got to talk about the ESPN app, don't I?
No, we'll do that in the YouTube only hour.
Oh, okay.
That's on me. I didn't communicate that.
Well, let's get everybody who's listening on radio right now to come on over to YouTube.
Yeah, everybody go to YouTube now. You got Sedano and Cap, 1 hour, YouTube only, no commercials. Maybe I got to get up to go pee. Who knows? A lot of coffee today.
Just don't do it in a reusable thing that
Yeah,
you just
no.
wash.
I know. We have a
There's nothing wrong with that.
By the way, in the YouTube only hour, I'm going to tell you how Mason and I now have shared.
Oh, this is crazy.
Oh, wait, 8:56.
You have a Mason story to
Yeah,
tell?
yeah.
You didn't hear about this?
But
Rich-
no, I did not.
Oh,
Rich,
wait.
only
I'm
in the
trying to
YouTube
get us
app.
out.
All right, go.
Rich Eisen Show is coming up on 710 in the app right here. Where will YouTube next on ESPN LA?
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey, Rams fans, you and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Love collecting my winnings from Prize Picks. They pay out fast, right? And it's super fun and super simple to play the game. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and if you get it right, you can cash in. Plus, Prize Picks invented Flex Play, which means you can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. So if one of your player leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Download the app today. Use that code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code TRAV to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right.
You ever notice the harsh feeling and chlorine taste in LA's water? That's why I made the switch to Life Source Water. Their whole house water system gives clean, filtered water from every tap in my house. It's become our essential appliance we love using every day. With Life Source, you deal directly with their local factory. No middlemen, no hassle. Take advantage of a double dip in savings for up to $1,250 off. Call 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com. Warranty limitations apply.
Hey, it's Chris Morales. You know, we joke around a lot that I almost died, which I almost did. I had severe heart failure. That's when I went to a Providence hospital in the emergency room. And here's the thing about heart care. It begins with trust. That's why Providence takes the time to listen, understand, and earn yours before making any decision about your care. For me, if it wasn't for Dr. Cobb and Katie Cornella at St. Joe's in Orange, they made me trust them and they made me know. And my health and my life were going to be even better once I got out of the hospital. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code PLAYNOW to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code PLAYNOW to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The post-career day press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Welcome to the YouTube only hour, mongrels.
The funniest part of us calling the YouTube only hour is how many people have hit me up with, hey, dude, I was watching on Twitch I was watching on Twitter.
They watch on Twitter, on Twitch, and a bunch. I mean, it is the multi-platform hour.
Right. Multi-platform. We got a promo that says that.
Yeah.
On this day in 1993, the #1 dance track, Janet Jackson, If.
Ooh.
If.
This is when Janet was on fire.
Oh, look at the whole room dancing.
Hey, it's been a while since he's done that.
He can shake it a lot better now.
Bergman,
you can.
How's that
Toro
view,
can move
Bergman?
better.
Bergman, you enjoy that view?
Right
You
there.
got the caboose.
Shake it,
Jorge's face
Key.
was much closer.
Hey, I
Shake
gotta
it,
bring
Key.
Bill.
Shake it.
Yeah.
You got the full
Enjoy your
caboose.
football season off.
Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, dude, he is.
Did I tell you when I responded? Were you here for that?
Yeah, you told me.
I did it again yesterday.
I actually thought he was joking.
Send him more Sua.
Yeah.
I just sent him another picture of Sue.
I thought he was joking because he was like, yo, man. I'm like, are you talking to Key at all?
Well, he was with me when Key texted again last night. I'm like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
I replied with another Sue
Right.
picture.
Are you going to take a picture of Sue and put it on Key's face over there?
I
So you
might.
have-
Oh,
That's a good idea.
Yeah. That's a really good idea.
That would be funny.
Plus, if
actually.
we could
and
also
then
get
send it to him.
if we could also get pictures of Sua's legs and then put the legs
Oh,
on
now
the
you're
Key
making it
body.
weird. Now you're
No,
making
it's
it
not
weird.
weird.
Now you're making
no,
it weird.
Sua's got the craziest tats all over his legs.
Cappy, you a freak, man.
I mean, maybe a little freaky. Maybe a little bit. What?
The Dodgers. Oh, no.
No, we already did the Dodgers. We already did, and we've got a glimpse of what the Blue Review was like earlier today.
It was very much like that.
Yeah. So there you have it. Just to recap what we've discussed today as we start this hour, which is more localized. We started with a very local story that will become a big national story, which is Pablo Torre, who was on with us earlier.
Great job, man. Great job having a relationship with him and getting him on the air, because I'm telling you right now, every radio show in America today will be chasing after Pablo Torre, and he'll probably go on whatever the big national shows are. He'll go on 2 or 3 of them. But the fact that we had him on here locally in L.A. where the story emanates and that he was available to us this early in the morning, I don't know, George, if anybody's interviewed him other than us. I don't mean like previous to us.
Right.
Like that may have been the first interview that he did.
Right. He was probably setting stuff up for later in the day, if I had to guess. But nonetheless, he came on, and his story is about his investigation, 3,000 pages of documents, 7 months of work, alleging the Clippers allegedly circumvented.
49. We're almost to 50 now, huh? Nice.
Alleging the Clippers allegedly circumvented the salary cap.
I think you got it.
52.
With
51.
Kawhi Leonard. So if you didn't hear it, just go on the podcast. Like it is worth the listen. He came on at about 7:45, so about 45 minutes into the show, and then we had him on for about 20, 25 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And he went into great detail. You actually are still kind of surprised at the way this allegedly might have gone down.
Well, I think about it like this. A couple of things. First of all, let's start at the top. Steve Ballmer, right? Don't we, regardless of whether or not you hate the Clippers and love the Lakers, don't you look at Steve Ballmer and go, wow, this guy is one of the richest people on the planet. Not he's one of the richest owners in the NBA or he's one of the richest owners in all of pro sports. Steve Ballmer is literally one of the richest people on the planet. Lindsay, if you did a quick search of who are considered the richest people on the planet, I mean, I guess Elon Musk is probably up there. I'm guessing Bill
I think
Gates.
he's number one.
Elon is number one?
I think so. Usually it's him and Mark Zuckerberg that go back and forth, but I'll look.
Okay, but Steve Ballmer is probably in the wealth rankings of the world.
I believe he was in the top 10. I could be wrong.
Can you imagine
about
that, dude?
Yeah.
You're one of the 10 richest people on planet Earth. Okay?
He's number 8, according to Forbes.
Okay,
currently.
Okay. I actually would have to say that I'm curious to know who the 8 are. I mean, is
You
Elon...
want me to go through them?
Yeah, please.
All right. This is, as of today, these are live rankings.
Okay.
Elon Musk is number 1.
They change it every day at 5 p.m. Eastern.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
based
I'm
on the
looking at
stock
it here.
market.
The
Yeah,
real-time billionaires list.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Elon Musk is worth $432.1 billion. Got to get that 0.1 in there. Larry Ellison, 273. Look at the
All right,
drop off.
Larry Ellison, Oracle. Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg, $251.9 billion. Jeff Bezos, 238.
Okay, so Amazon, we know that.
Larry Page is the guy who invented what was it? He was part of Google. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Sergey Brin is number 6. Don't know who he is. He's also a Google guy.
Is he a Google guy? Really?
And then Bernard Arnault and family.
Okay. Don't know who they are.
And then Steve Ballmer.
Okay. So here's the
Warren
thing.
Buffett behind Steve Ballmer, by the way.
Okay. And who's 10?
Jensen Huang.
Okay.
Who is I believe, the NVIDIA guy.
Is he? Oh, yeah. That's correct.
I have stock in NVIDIA.
So for me, when I think about this story,
that, Cappy?
no, of course I care about it. I wish I had NVIDIA stock. I do. Did I tell you this quick story? This is a side note now.
Side note.
Listen to this.
Time out.
So on Sunday, or Monday rather, I was playing golf and I got paired.
By the way, the Bernard Arnault family is the Louis Vuitton people.
Oh, interesting.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So on Monday, I was playing golf and I got paired up with another group, 2 guys, and one guy told me he won the lottery. And I said, "Really? You won the lottery?" And he goes, "Yeah, a scratcher lottery.
Wow.
Won $3
And he
million.
won the lottery on a scraper?
Yeah, no, not a scraper, scratcher.
Yeah,
Scratcher.
either way, won a lot of money.
$3 million, right?
I got to play those scrapers.
So he said to me, I said, well, wow, $3 million. That's really interesting. He goes, yeah. And he goes, I had a year to pay the taxes on the $3 million.
So you invested it.
So he said, I had a rich friend and he told me buy NVIDIA stock. This is 10 years ago. And the NVIDIA stock over the course of the 12 months before he had to pay the taxes on the 3 million lottery winnings, the NVIDIA stock had made him so much money that he paid all of his taxes and kept his full $3 million that he won on the scratcher on the lottery, which was pretty cool.
I believe it.
So here, back to Steve Ballmer. When I think of Steve Ballmer and I go, listen, this is one of the richest people on the planet.
Correct.
Don't we oftentimes, for right or for wrong, don't we oftentimes associate wealth with smarts?
Oh,
Yes.
I mean, he's incredibly intelligent. There's no question about that.
Right. So we think of somebody, we go, hey, Elon Musk is the richest guy in the world, but he's probably also one of the smartest people in the world.
He's also a bit of a loose cannon.
Oh,
but
no,
sure.
he obviously has got a lot of controversy around him.
Yeah.
But you've come up with Tesla and what Tesla is. You've come up with SpaceX and what that does.
I got you.
He's a smart guy.
Intelligence doesn't always, go along with street smarts, I guess you would call it.
Right. Listen, and
Or
by the
social
way,
skills.
there are plenty of wealthy people who are complete morons. Okay? Here's what happens to rich people. People who get ultra wealthy all of a sudden think they know everything. Listen, anybody who knows people who are ultra wealthy, you ever been around somebody and they just talk nonstop because they know everything about everything because they made a lot of money?
Is this like when yesterday you said somebody gets a new title and they think they know everything?
Right.
Okay.
Kind of like that,
I
right?
was just checking.
Kind of like that a little bit, right? Some people get a lot of money and they think they know everything. Some people get a title and the next thing you know, they know everything. Okay? So don't I think that Steve Ballmer's a super smart guy, right?
Yeah.
Then how could he be so allegedly
52
dumb to think that you're going to take $50 million, allegedly, put it into a company, that company is going to pay your superstar player more than half of what you've put in, and then you're going to get this company to then put 200 plus or 300 plus $million into your club? You don't think that at some point somebody is going to find that strange and be able to dig up what looks like something very not kosher all of a sudden? So for me, what I'm kind of having a hard time with is, how could Steve Ballmer put this stuff in writing? That, like if you have a handshake deal, you're like, hey, look, man, I can't put this in writing, but we're going to get you paid $28 million over here from another company. That's one thing.
Right.
In writing.
Yeah. So here is the, I guess, the connection, right, between the two businesses, the Clippers and Aspiration, at least before they severed ties shortly thereafter. And this was Pablo earlier today.
Was there ever a time in Aspiration's business where they were doing, based on your findings, like legitimate business? Did they ever do anything, or did they just suck up to celebrities?
Yeah, it's a business that used the celebrities to be the good guys. And so what they did was basically say, hey, you got a carbon footprint. You're the Red Sox, who they had to deal with. You're Meta, who they had to deal with. You're the Clippers. They signed a 23-year, $300 million plus sponsorship deal with the Clippers. Announced with the opening of the Intuit Dome. And the reason they were able to do that was because they had these celebrities who said, we certify that these are the good guys. We're the climate change, frankly, Democrats. And look, I'm a left-leaning guy, George. This is a company started by two Harvard graduates who were also Democratic politicians. And Steve Ballmer happens to be a Harvard graduate who is, of course, a Democrat. And so here are the good guys coming in. The reality, though, in terms of what did they actually do, well, they hired a lot of people who were true believers in fighting climate change. They ended up being 7 of the sources that I had speak to me, who were missed a key question. This is about planting trees to zero out carbon footprints. Did they ever plant the trees? Mm-hmm. Well, in the end, that there was exactly 1 visit to a tree planting. Eventually, did they actually do being a good guy? It does not seem to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the business was fraudulent, and in this sense, because that was their goal, they didn't really do a good job of it. And this all got started because the company filed for bankruptcy because they were under investigation with a private investment firm that they had defrauded, allegedly, in the original findings. And that's why the Department of Justice was involved initially, and that's when all this stuff kind of started to, go from there.
By the way, I'm always fascinated by people who are in business, especially those who have really great credentials, like this guy that we're talking about from this company Aspiration. Mm-hmm. He was a Harvard alum.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was a Harvard undergrad or if he was a Harvard business school, but regardless, he's got Harvard next to his name. He's got a degree.
Joe Sandberg, who is from Orange County.
Okay. And he's got a degree somewhere in an office that says Harvard certifies this person as this, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have a Harvard degree, again, just like when people are ultra wealthy, you think of them as being very smart. How would they get so much money? Well, they were clearly smart. Well, how'd they get to Harvard? Well, they were smart. How'd they make all this money after the fact? Well, they went to Harvard. They were smart. It always blows my mind how somebody can be so smart and so good at raising capital, and yet in the back of their mind, they know that what they're doing is allegedly illegal,
shady,
fraudulent, shady,
right,
cringy, whatever it is. Because let me just tell you something in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if anybody here has ever had to go through this experience. And listen, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. Raising money for a business is one of the worst things you can ever do in life.
Right. You've had to do it.
I have had to do it.
Recited.
I continue to. And listen, let me tell you something. When you're raising money, like real money, like millions of dollars, it's hard.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, if you're raising $1 million or you're raising $100 million or you're raising $1 billion, trust me when I tell you, it doesn't matter the dollar figure. It's hard.
Nobody wants to part with their money.
And it's always hard to ask people for money. Even when you have what looks like what could be a very good deal, it's always hard to actually go in for the ask.
Right.
What these guys did that fascinates me is they went out and went to, I think you mentioned that they had a private equity firm that they...
Well, they that's where they went south, where a private investment firm who had, I guess, given them money.
Right.
They defrauded them.
So they were able to convince somebody...
Allegedly.
...to put in what sounded like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Couple hundred, according to the story.
Into a company that really never did
what they were supposed to do.
Correct.
Right. And they had all these celebrity endorsers like Robert Downey Jr., Leonardo DiCaprio, and in this case, Kawhi Leonard.
And as Pablo pointed out in that clip we just played, when you are a big brand and you've got a celebrity of the magnitude of Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert Downey Jr., and Kawhi Leonard, I mean, Kawhi's a star in basketball. He's not like a crossover star. He's not even close to LeBron, obviously. But when you have all these names that are willing to say, we believe in these guys, then the public will believe in these guys because the public, a lot of times, smart or not smart, follows celebrities. Listen, it's kind of like, what was that thing a couple years ago, guys, remember? When, what was the name of the company? It was a cryptocurrency company. And the kid got into big trouble. He was a young kid.
SPX.
Don't you guys...
FTX.
Oh, right. And don't you remember that Tom Brady, as an example...
was part of the endorsement group.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if you're like a football fan and you go, hey, Tom Brady's the greatest Super Bowl winning quarterback of all time, and I really trust him and I really believe in him. So you know what? He tells me that this crypto site or crypto app or crypto coin, that's the thing I should do. And I love Tom Brady, so I'm going to do that too.
Yeah.
Like, I know that sounds naive.
But there are people that do that.
Right. So when you've got Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right. And you got Robert Downey Jr. voicing your commercial.
Right.
Iron Man.
Then all of a sudden you're like, I believe in it because they believe in it. And it turns out that at no point, according to Pablo's report, and according to what Pablo said to us earlier today, the only time they ever went out to do what they were supposed to be doing was one time.
Right. Now, what I would say is most people listening are wondering, okay, if the alleged stuff is true, what does that mean from a basketball perspective? Okay. And we asked Pablo that, and here's what he said.
It's not merely what happens to Kawhi in terms of his nullification of the contract, if it happens. It's in 2025, right? Knowing what you know now as hypothetical Clippers front office executive about Kawhi Leonard, do you really care? Or rather, which way do you care about the nullification of Kawhi Leonard's contract? Like, it's on some level a nightmare. On another level, does it also amount to salary cap relief for you? Would you actually weirdly feel differently now than you did when you struck the deal, of course, in 2019, and then extended him in 2021, and then extended him last year? Do you feel differently now about it? It's just one of those, there's so many moving parts. And again, I just got to stress, this isn't a real justice system. It's a bunch of rules that are enforced by a guy in the commissioner of the NBA who is ostensibly the judge, but is actually the employee to the owners he has to punish. And that is a question above my pay grade, is what I would say safely.
So what I would say is the question I asked him there about that before that was about, what could the potential punishments be? He made reference to the Joe Smith case back with Minnesota and how that was 25 years ago. And Glenn Taylor, who was the most recent owner of the T-Wolves before A-Rod's group bought it, that was actually the group that fought Glenn Taylor on the organization to get the organization, the jury or the NBA arbiter or whatever ruled in favor of Alex Rodriguez and them. Joe Smith, who was a former number 1 overall pick, was getting benefits he shouldn't get, and they were hit with 5 first-round picks. They voided Joe Smith's contract. So what Pablo was referring to there is, if you're the Clippers, considering how little Kawhi plays, are you actually sad if his contract gets voided, is what he was referencing.
But let me ask you a quick question, because I don't remember it, and it was 25 years ago.
Yeah. They also got a fine of $3.5 million in 25 years ago.
Right. So that $3.5 million then today could be $50 million.
Or 20 or whatever.
Whatever the number is.
Whatever.
I don't remember this, and maybe you do. I'm sure you probably do. What happened to Joe Smith after that?
He did keep playing eventually.
Do you have any recollection of where he went? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's 25 years, and I don't really remember the story that well.
Yeah.
But I guess my question really would be this. If you're Kawhi Leonard, and for some reason this all blows up, let's just say everything that Pablo reported, we find out ultimately is true.
By the way, he ended up having a second stint with the T-Wolves, interestingly enough, while Glenn Taylor was suspended, who the owner was suspended.
Interesting.
But he played for many years after that because he was very young. So he probably played for another 12 years, 13 years after that.
All still for Minnesota?
No, different teams.
Okay. Leave Minnesota and come back?
Oh, yeah, I came in there. Cold like
he went to Detroit when his contract was voided for 1 year, came back to Minnesota for 2, and then bounced around the league after that for, I would say, 7-8 years.
Okay. So here's the thing. If Kawhi Leonard's if all this ultimately, George, today is an allegation, but it becomes fact, right?
If it does.
If it becomes fact.
Yeah.
And let's just say hypothetically Kawhi Leonard's contract is voided, right? It kind of sounds like, at least based on the earlier conversation, that Kawhi Leonard is then free to go and do whatever he wants to do. Go play for whoever he wants to play for. Whoever can sign him, would sign him, whatever. Doesn't it seem weird that we're only talking about the punishment of the organization and the owner? The player knew what he was doing too.
I don't know. Again, and it's why he mentioned this is kind of uncharted waters in this scenario. So if this happened, we wouldn't know like how it would be handled. He did say that, it would be a very tricky situation because, as you know, every commissioner works for the owners.
Yeah, these guys.
It's a tough spot to have to deal with, right? And Adam Silver's already been in one tough spot with the Clippers, right? With the Sterling situation, that was tricky to navigate, is the way I would put it.
Let me ask you this question: when you think of the NFL and you think of the owners in the NFL, who is the most, I'll call him, powerful?
Well, Jerry Jones or Robert Kraft, one or the other.
The most powerful,
That dance with the devil.
most influential owners, right?
Jerry and Robert, probably.
And when you think about Robert Kraft, okay, he got himself into some trouble, and nothing ever happened, right?
Right.
Okay.
Well, it was legal trouble, yes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, nobody, if that were a player would face different discipline than an owner. So when I think about who are the most influential or most powerful owners in the NBA, do you put Steve Ballmer in that group? He's the richest, but is he the most powerful and influential?
He's got to have some influence, I would imagine, sure.
Okay, well, then that will affect.
I don't know to what extent, but I would imagine he has to. I mean, there's only 30 of them.
But we all look at Jerry Jones, right? Just come over here for a second.
Yeah.
We look at Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones, not only based on the documentary that we all have been watching, not only did Jerry Jones go maverick against the NFL and say, I'm doing my own Pepsi deal in my stadium, I'm doing my own Nike deal, and the NFL so desperately wanted to do something to him, it turns out he actually taught them how to expand their business. But at the time, they didn't see that.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones, make no mistake, orchestrated by himself the deal to put Fox and the NFL together, which ultimately turned out to be a great thing.
Right.
And in the end, Jerry Jones orchestrated the Rams move to L.A.
Right.
Trust me when I tell you, if you don't already, Jerry Jones was very much front and center with the NFL. The Rams and Stan Kroenke and his wealth and him building SoFi Stadium, that's the team that is moving to L.A. The Raiders wanted it. The Chargers wanted it. The league didn't want those guys to have it.
Okay.
Jerry Jones orchestrated.
What's the correlation?
Here's my point.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones is not going to get punished, if you will, by Roger Goodell.
Right, but he was getting sued by the league at that time.
Long time ago, different commissioner.
Right.
Okay? But in today's NBA, is Steve Ballmer.
I don't know the answer to that.
We know he's the wealthiest.
I mean, I would imagine he has some level of influence. They all have some level of influence.
And if that's the case.
But it depends how the other owners react.
Right.
I think that is the key component that we don't know to the story yet. And that, I would imagine, will unfold over time. We will start to hear dribs and drabs of what other owners and organizations think about this alleged situation.
Because those other owners, George, will have to gang up together to penalize, punish, kick out, do whatever they think is the right punishment. They will have to gang up.
So I'm glad you led me there. They'll have to gang up. Go ahead.
Because if Ballmer is so rich and therefore so influential, and his boss or his employee in this case, Adam Silver, is the judge and jury, what's he going to do?
So here's what I would say. So Nate Jones is a guy I follow on Twitter. If people don't know Nate Jones and may not follow him on Twitter, he used to be a marketing executive at a very high level at a shoe company. Okay. And so he knows kind of he knows the inner workings of the league in a lot of ways, from a marketing perspective specifically. Okay. Which part of this is a marketing deal, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So he wrote about Pablo's most recent episode. Good episode. Just want to clear up something the episode mentions as not common. That is actually common. Star players often sign contracts with big team sponsors. Some may have clauses that say the deal ends if they move to another team because they don't sponsor other teams. Also, I guarantee the league wants this to go away because if you try to get legal with Ballmer, he's going to go nuclear and get every team's sponsorship books and sponsor correspondence opened up in court. He individually has more resources than the NBA itself.
I mean, that is a great comment, meaning, hey, look, the richest guy is going to out-lawyer everybody else. And if you guys don't want Steve Ballmer looking up your skirt, guess what, brother? You better sweep this under the rug and make this go away. And the first part, could you just go back to the first part about deals that teams do?
He says that we talked about this. Teams do deals with team sponsors all the time.
And that's the part of Pablo's reporting that really needs to be investigated. Is it unusual for a team, in this, let's just use the Clippers. The Clippers say, hey, we've got this.
Well, I think what the distinction Pablo made was that it's it doesn't seem common that the organization or the owner allegedly was part of the investment group in the company that became the team sponsor.
Listen.
So I think that is a nuanced discussion that I'm not familiar enough to have.
But let's just use an example. If, let's say, the Clippers had a deal with Coca-Cola, and the Clippers said, hey, we've got this superstar Kawhi Leonard, and Coca-Cola says, well, we want Kawhi to be our spokesperson, and the Clippers are able to put the two parties together, that's commonplace. But for an owner to invest a lot of money and then more than half of it to go to the player, that seems fishy, according to the allegations.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Cappy. 926. The YouTube 926, not sex.
Whoa, where's your mind at?
60.
Really? I thought the Schwanz doesn't work.
926, good morning. The YouTube only hour on the ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles. Let me take a moment. You know, I'm an addict. I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
By
the way, can I interrupt 1 second?
Yeah.
Because I thought Hooper's X made a great comment here. Okay? And we touched on this briefly earlier, Cappy. I don't see other owners ganging up, to use your phrase, on Ballmer. I believe there's possibly others doing at least similar things, which we discussed. Are we naive to think other owners in other sports even wouldn't be at least finding out ways to sweeten the pot, allegedly? Yes. So, good job, Hooper's X.
Good job, Hooper's X. Meanwhile, as I was saying, already in progress, I'm an addict.
Yeah.
I've been sober 8 months on the 31st.
Congratulations.
Last night was like a celebration for us last night about your 8 months.
Yeah.
By the way, we still have to get to the Steve Mason story.
I need to get through the read first.
I know.
That's not going to
Just
happen.
reminding you.
This National Recovery Month Minute is brought to you by ChooseChangeCA.org. So many things, big and little, make you uniquely you. Your hobbies, dreams, career, family, and more. Addiction to drugs, including opioids and stimulants, can strip these away from you. This National Recovery Month, recover your life. Choose treatment for drug addiction and get back to what matters most. Treatment is available in many forms. This is true. There's always help on the other side. You may not know it now. You may feel like you're in the bunker. I felt that way for a long time. Through a primary care doctor, you can get treatment, licensed narcotic treatment programs, outpatient treatment programs, licensed residential facilities, and even virtual care. The help is out there. Help is within reach. You can recover, I promise you. And by the way, CMM Spectrum on the Instagram, slide in my DMs. I always say this. Ask me for help. I'm more than happy. I talk to a lot of people every day that are addicts just like you. You're not alone in this. Find a proven treatment option that's right for you. Recover you at ChooseChangeCA.org. That's ChooseChangeCA.org. All right, the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. By the way, let's do a contest, our first ever contest on YouTube only.
Okay.
The Coors Light Chill Zone on Friday. Listen all this week to the Sedano and Kap Show for your chance to join Cappy and me in the Coors Light Chill Zone at Angel Stadium. Call 877. What's so funny, Jorge? Can you stop laughing for like 30 seconds?
Sedano and I laughing.
By the way,
bro.
there was a funny.
This is why Sedano wanted DeAndre in here, and I fought for you.
No.
Oh, that's the first one of the week. Okay,
The
first
threat.
I'll keep a tally on that
There
too.
is a funny line here that I feel like even you would appreciate because even though it's at your expense, it would be funny.
Go ahead.
Morales is also addicted to attention as well.
Yeah, no kidding. And guess what? I sit here and get paid for it, and you're on YouTube.
Oh, look!
Wow, I know it's always so personal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So angry.
Why do you got to take it out on them?
Why are you so angry?
Because they're mongrels, like you said.
Barbecue Steve.
Yeah, Barbecue Steve.
That wasn't Barbecue Steve. Yes, it was. Hold on. I want to make sure we identify the right person.
Give him right attribution, bro.
Yeah, I agree. It was Aunt Esther, actually.
Aunt Esther.
No, Aunt Esther really hates me.
Well,
she does, or he, or whatever it is.
Aunt Esther.
She says more George.
Does the hashtag no
or more
Morales.
Jorge.
And guess what?
I don't know.
You can keep doing the hashtag no more Morales.
Yeah.
My contract's a lot longer than yours, Aunt Esther.
Please call her Aunt Esther. I definitely think because it's a Sanford and Son thing. She's Aunt
you
Esther.
big dummy.
Right. I'll give you 5 of these right upside your lip, you big dummy. I think that Aunt Esther does hate you. That's true.
That's true.
Not as much as Big O hates you.
No, Big O and I share great personal moments. It's just Big O does this caricature online.
Oh, so he doesn't really hate
being
you. It's
like
just
a
a
tough
caricature.
guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Speaking of the thing I was telling you guys about Sons of Anarchy that last season when it was in jail, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Big O knows about that.
Oh, wow. Wow.
No, he knows about the thing that happened to Theo Rossi's character.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Sons of Anarchy.
Now I have a quick question. Do you think Aunt Esther
Can I
hates
do the
you?
solicit?
No.
Because we got Abner Gatt waiting.
Hello.
How are we running late when we only have
just
one break in this
decided
hour?
we don't even want to break. That's how.
I thought we have to break.
Yeah, we got to take a quick timeout.
All right.
All right, listen all this week to the Sedano and Kap Show for your chance to join Keep laughing.
By the way, they are really good. The Mongrels are actually doing pretty well right now. I got to be honest with you.
What's the number at? I think we're doing really well.
We're killing it.
Pete Toyner says Morales is furious Sedano is president, so he can't drive the show in the A chair.
But I drive the choice. See, Pete Toner, who I really think is LA Flash, who's a guy who hates Greg Bergman. That guy
hates me. Hates me.
That guy,
you know way too much about this.
That guy is convinced that where we sit means something.
Yeah.
So they were all obsessed of like, oh, you're changing it to DeMarco and Travis. Does that mean he's the A chair? It used to be Keyshawn, LZ, and Travis. Keyshawn wasn't the A chair. I was the A chair more than Travis. So it doesn't matter where you sit, you moron.
Wow. Cesar Nunez says Morales, eat a fat one, bro.
I'm trying.
Eat a fat one, bro.
I'll eat a fat one today if we have
I'm
to.
hungry. I'd like to eat a fat one myself.
We'll share a fat one.
Yeah. Quack, quack.
Listen, hold on. Quack, quack. Listen all this week. Let me try again. To the Sedano and Cap Morning Show for your chance to join Cappy and Morales, me, in the Coors Light Chill Zone at Angel Stadium. Caller number 7 right now, 877-710-ESPN. You win a 4-pack of tickets to join Cappy and me at the Angels-A's game this Friday, September 5th. Listen all this week only on ESPN LA. And here's the important part. We don't have to do a show, which means we can spend all afternoon breaking peanuts, throwing stuff around.
Eating fat ones?
Eating fat ones. A lot of fat ones. I might eat 5 fat ones.
Speaking of eating, you and Mason got into something.
So caller number 7 right now. And up next, after the quick timeout, as you would say on your play-by-play, we're going to step aside for a quick timeout, and then we'll talk about Mason and I sharing spit.
So we'll give it away, 877-710-ESPN.
Well, there's going to be a delay.
Right.
To the caller 7.
877-710-3776.
As Rick Cutler put in an email yesterday, the inherent delay.
Inherent. Good word.
All right.
Good
so
word.
are we stepping aside?
We're stepping aside.
For
Quick
how
timeout.
long? Benevolent.
About 90 seconds.
Okay, there you go.
Are you sure?
Just let him go to break,
Now?
guys.
Finally?
I'm going to come in there and mount you. Actually, here's what I want. I want the
We're not going to
YouTube
break.
cameras keep the feed on the studio and play the audio from the break because I'm about to go in there and rough up Cap.
I'm going to mount you.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Avner Gatt, your trusted Los Angeles public adjuster. Call Avner directly at 818-917-5256 for help with your insurance claim.
This is the Sedano and Cap Morning Show. The 2025 regular season for the LA Rams kicks off Sunday, September 7th at SoFi Stadium against the Houston Texans. Coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with the Toyota Rams countdown to kickoff with Travis Rogers and Sua Cravens. Kickoff at 1:25 p.m. from the Palace in Inglewood. Hear every moment right here.
On your home for Rams football in the Southland, 710 ESPN, and of course, on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, Cappy here. When disaster strikes, you expect your insurance company to be there for you, but often they look for ways to underpay your claim. If you're feeling abandoned, pushed to use low-rated contractors, or ignored after years of loyalty, we protect homeowners from the games and fine print that insurance companies are known for. Contact Avner Gatt, one of California's largest public adjusting firms. Visit avnergatt.com or call 818-917-5256. With a team that has the industry's know-how, including experience from the insurance side, Avner Gatt is ready to fight for you. With over 20 years of experience, they offer a free initial consultation and have the largest network of experts to evaluate your damages. Remember, size, experience, and expertise matter. Don't let your insurance company leave you in the dark. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, or visit avnergatt.com today. Avner Gatt, your claim, our game.
Your morning just got a whole lot louder.
Two massive LA radio superstars.
Sedano and Cap have taken over Morning Drive on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
I'm a great tipper. Cappy's the one that never tips. He's the one that's always complaining. Why is everything got to be a tip? I tip all those mother bleepers.
Don't just listen. Watch, stream, and connect across every platform.
Not a radio station, but a multi-platform operation. Okay?
Yeah, get him, George.
The Sedano and Cap Morning Show, 7 to 9 a.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
And 9 to 10 a.m. for the YouTube-only hour.
The freaking curtains open, we bust out through them, and we hit the airwaves.
Because weekday mornings in LA belong to Sedano and Cap.
9:35. Good morning.
Yeah.
On this day in 2018, the number one hit, Drake.
By the way, Drake was an investor in Aspiration.
Oh, boy.
And he was one of the celebrity endorsers, too.
I wonder if he put in $50 million to get paid $28 million.
Not to be confused with Assminger.
No, different guy. Different guy.
In 2018, the number one hit, Drake, In My Feelings, Captain.
I mean, he might allegedly be in his feelings over the last year or so.
All right, by the way, in the YouTube chat earlier, they were asking why we weren't playing this classic gem from our friend LZ Granderson. So here's the thing. We wanted to be serious today.
Yeah, but we can do it now moving forward.
Yeah, tomorrow you'll hear a lot of... Now that comes actually from 2018 as well, when we did the first iteration of a local morning show. And now we're back.
That is my laugh you hear in the background.
Back and better than ever, as somebody once said.
We are back, baby.
So Avner Gadd is on deck. He's in our green room getting prepped. They're doing makeup now. And,
nice.
And maybe even, pinching him. You never know.
Oh, really?
Tell us the Mason story.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, our friends at Shake Shack came by to bring us lunch. So, we had all these donuts in the morning.
Yeah.
To celebrate the new lineup, we had lunch from Shake Shack. I was stuck in a meeting while everybody was walking into the meeting with their burgers. And I was hungry. I hadn't eaten all morning. Well, I had a few.
7 donuts.
I ate your pea. The donut pea. The donut pea, just so we're clear. So I'm looking around like, hey, where's my burger? So I finally get a pause in this meeting, 30 minutes after everybody ate, and I'm walking down the hall, and I'm saying to Nick Riley, hey, do you think any of there's burgers left, Jack? And he goes, yeah, I see one. I said, oh, that burger's got my name on it. I need that burger. So I walk up, and as I get closer, I realize a corner of the burger has been eaten.
Ooh.
Now,
a
lot of people would say, what does Morales do in this situation? Does he eat the burger, or does he say, you know what, just let it go?
Okay, and just for clarification purposes, one bite had been taken out of this burger?
One bite had been taken.
And did you contemplate turning the burger around and eating around the bite?
I did.
Okay, but
what went through my head quickly was our roster of teammates here, and I went, who am I really worried about? If I swap spit with this person, what am I worried about?
Right.
I mean, Cappy's lips and I have touched. It's not the end of the world.
No. Although I do feel like there's something growing on my lip right now.
Well, we haven't shared in a while, but today we're supposed to share 5 fat ones. Oh, no, that's at Angel Stadium on Friday. So try to figure out that lip thing by then. Put some, Vaseline on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So I did the unthinkable, and I ate the burger.
The whole thing?
Ate the whole thing with the bite in it.
Not knowing whose bite it was.
But here's the problem. It was the spicy burger. So now this thing's got, peppers in it. So my mouth is on fire. I don't even have time to think about who actually bit it.
Well, I guess the germs wouldn't matter at that point, right?
No, it was so hot. So I'm downing milk in the corner because it's so hot. My mouth is on fire.
God, was that hot?
I then walk into the studio, and everyone's like, hey, did you hear about the Mason bit today? I go, no, what did he do now, this moron? They go, he bit into a burger and put it back. And I go, oh, no. The one person I didn't calculate in my head is Mason, and now I just swap spit with Mason, and not intentionally.
You know, Chris, I went over there and I saw that burger. I took a picture of it, and I even recorded a video as Mario Ruiz walked by, and I was like, who did this? He guessed it was Mason, but he didn't know.
Little did we know I would put the Mason bite in my mouth.
Did Greg sniff the burger?
I thought about it. I thought about doing it, but not that one. I sniffed a different one.
But Cappy asked me an important question last night.
Well, yeah, because once he told me that that Mason bit into the burger, and that Chris then finished the burger, and Chris then, according to him, swapped spit with Mason. I asked him, I'm like, well, did you get tested?
For what?
Well, Mace had COVID last week.
Oh.
Yeah, Mason had COVID. What'd you think?
I don't know. I was just asking.
Yeah, no,
legit question.
Rabies? Right, rabies?
Do you think Mace has rabies?
He does get ornery every once in a while.
No, I mean, I just was like, dude, have you gotten tested? Because, Mason last week was sick for 3 days. He had COVID, and he worked from home for a little while.
Yeah.
And so I just got concerned because, Chris could then get COVID.
And then we can't do that during launch week. Can you imagine this show without me? Oh.
I don't know, George. Could you imagine the show without him?
I mean, I think we could.
Oh, you think you could? You think you could?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that Sedano show work out?
It worked out really well, actually.
It was great. It was great.
Yeah, until they put Will Kane on the station, and they shoved it down. It had the highest ratings.
Nothing
It had
like that 7-month run you had.
It had the highest ratings since Max and Marcellus.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, that's 7
That was a
month
really
run.
good show. We had fun on that show.
Oh, yeah, it was
No,
great.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you didn't realize you were defending Greg in that thing. Or you wouldn't have
Exactly.
gotten so upset.
No, that was Mike Pearson who was the producer. You're
See?
talking about,
Oh,
you're talking
yeah.
about after
Oh,
COVID.
wow.
No,
Wow.
Will Kane,
you're
10
talking
to
about
12 was me. And
No,
He
no,
ran away.
he's talking about afternoons.
Sedano ran away
Yeah,
from that
sure
real
did.
quick.
He's talking about afternoons. But we did have fun. It was me, you, and Laura when there were no sports.
Yeah, Will Kane took over for you guys, for us from 10 to 12.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
9:40, good morning.
Any
It is
chance
time.
that they're coming back today?
Who?
The burger place.
No. You and I are on our own. For
Shake
lunch.
Shack today? No?
We can go get Shake Shack. It's right down the street.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Highest ratings is Max and Marcellus. Go look it up.
Here's the thing. You take a bite out of the burger, then I'll eat it. Then we'll... okay? All right, time for the legend himself. We just had dinner with him recently in the Valley, one special summer night. That's when Cappy and I both had espresso.
Hello.
The one and only...
Morning.
Let me do an intro for the promo. The one and only Abner Gatt now joins us in studio on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Thank you.
What's up,
I'm glad
Abner?
I'm okay. I'm alive.
You are?
Yes, I'm alive.
You're looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
By the way, you know the power pack that you gave us that we all rave about that has the Abner Gatt logo on it that I use for my phone charger all the time? Last week, I left it here in the studio plugged in.
Yeah.
And it was like I lost my wedding ring.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, it was that important to me. I was like, what? I lost it. I know
Well,
exactly where it was.
I mean, that
my
would
wedding.
Yeah, your wedding ring's not that important to
No,
you these days.
like back in the day,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
yeah.
I actually cared about the wedding ring. I'm trying to come up with something that was important and symbolic.
Yeah.
Man, I had to call the station.
Yeah.
I had to get a hold of somebody. I go, hey, listen, my Abner Gatt charger is right there. Please get it for me. Put it in my office. So, because I'm telling you, I could call you and go, Av. Do people call you Av ever?
Would you call him Av? Hey, Av.
Hey, Av.
No.
No. Hey, Av. You got another one of those chargers for me?
Okay, so I took it into consideration that you guys are getting old and like me, and you're losing stuff on the way.
Yeah.
And you told me that your wife stole yours.
She took mine. Yeah.
Okay, so I brought you one of
Oh,
the
thank you,
new
Abner.
ones.
Yes.
And I brought you one.
Put it right in my
So-
backpack when I
yeah,
travel.
So you will have one in one, you know.
Oh,
And
great.
so there will be no more talking about your ring. You know.
Yes.
Abner, get a little closer to that mic.
By the way,
Jump right into
what
that
did you
thing.
do with your ring after you got divorced?
You know, I do have it. What do you do with like
he
old
impounded
jewelry?
You should have pawned it, Cap.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bad memories, you know. You can't wear
but a
that
man's
juju.
ring is not like super expensive.
Right,
Yeah, but still, you don't pawn it for the gold.
I know. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, do they melt gold and give you
Yeah,
money
gold
or
is
something?
like an all-time
It might
high
get
right
you a
now.
couple $100 at least.
Yeah, you think so?
Gold's
Probably.
like worth $3,000 an ounce right now.
I did not know
The
that.
highest it's ever
gold's at
been.
3,500.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I did not know that.
There you
Super
go.
high.
Abner, first of all, it's great to see you. Thanks for
ATH.
being here.
Thank you.
Uh,
Do I need to say happy birthday to the guy to my right?
Yes. Well, you was yesterday, but thank you. Yes.
Okay, you know, every time that I'm bringing you gift, I'm usually trying to keep it even. So,
Yeah.
other than the chargers,
Yes.
I got you one of these.
Oh, Pez
a Pez
dispenser.
dispenser.
Oh,
Nice.
Beautiful. Look at that thing.
and
Wow.
one for you.
Oh,
I love Pluto.
oh boy, I got Mickey.
Oh, very
boy.
nice.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I knew that you will be.
That's
you will
mini
have,
Cap. It has the bow.
Oh, that's mini.
It is mini.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
Come on.
girl. Where do you see a bow?
bow.
Where do you see a bow?
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm serious.
It's a cap. It's a cap, Lindsay. It's not a bow. It's a cap.
Oh, that's my bad then.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold it up. Hold it up.
Lindsay,
No,
are you
that's a bow.
serious
No,
right
that's Mickey.
now?
That's
That's a
Mickey.
bow?
That's
No, it says
boy.
Mickey.
Mickey's
it
in a
actually
cap.
says
Okay.
Mickey on
I don't
it.
have my glasses on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah, that's
okay.
it. Right.
Yeah.
right.
Anyway.
What?
You want some
She's-
Pez?
Yeah, will you put a Pez in my mouth?
Answer, probably so.
Oh my God.
So Abner, first of all, it was a great dinner. Chris and I got to come out and hang out with you and the family. That was a wonderful dinner. We had a great time that night. And what we learned that evening was, you know, I always tell people on the radio, hey, if you've got water damage in your home, you got to call Abner Gatt. Let him deal with the
Definitely.
insurance company, right?
Definitely.
But it seems like now Abner Gatt Inc. has, tell me if I've got this right, expanded into other arenas.
Yeah,
Like,
we found other avenue to travel with our ability to negotiate with insurance companies because they usually don't want to pay, and we will represent you to make sure that you will get paid.
okay, and in this case, cybersecurity, right?
Cyber attacks.
Yes, cyber attacks. So, first of all, I don't know if everybody really knows about this stuff, but I hear it all the time. Like, it's not an if, it's kind of a when for people to get attacked.
100%.
So, what do you guys do with cybersecurity and cyber insurance?
Okay, so first of all, we would like to make sure that you know what is the risk that is coming your way. And as you said, it will come your way. So we would like to help individuals and companies to protect themselves or to try to protect themselves and be ready for the day that it's going to happen. It's not about when it's not about if, it's when. And we would like you to be prepared. So we will do our best to give you advice how to prepare yourself and how to insure yourself and help you get insurance, because it's very hard to get insurance today. It's very expensive and it's very, in a way, involved. And we'll help you go through the process and get protected. We cannot guarantee you that you're not going to get attacked. We can guarantee you that you will get attacked. We just want you prepared.
Well, I mean, Cappy feels like the type of guy that would get attacked.
Well, have you ever been scammed? Have you ever?
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not by on the Nigerian Prince email, but I mean, everybody gets companies that you trust with your information get hacked all the time, which is a cyber attack.
So right. So who am I? Is George? Are we at risk as individuals?
Everybody. You for sure. Okay, so these crooks, they would like to have your money. In order to get your money, they will steal something from you, like your information, like access to your computer, like access to your financials, and they will sell you the information back for money. They will ask for ransom.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, everybody is at risk, especially high-value individuals and companies.
So, yeah, speaking of companies,
I thought that you were about to say talking about high-value individuals.
Well,
okay, but that's okay.
No, listen, high-value individuals. I'll tell you a quick story, serious story. I got an email one night, and this guy says, "Hey, dear Scott, I've got some really bad news for you. The bad news is that you visited a website, and that website led you to my website, and I now have a camera on you and all the things that you're doing. And by the way, if I don't get $50,000 in Bitcoin by tomorrow at 9:00 in the morning, you're screwed. I'm putting these videos out." And I thought to myself, well, have you seen what some of these videos have done for certain people? I mean, this could make my career, bro.
Especially the ones with you and Chris.
Right.
Yep.
And then I was like, well, geez, this is kind of scary. I don't like the threat, and I don't have any Bitcoin, and I don't know how to, get it to the guy and whatever. And I called ESPN security, and I sent them the email, and they were like, oh, we got this, no problem. We see this all the time. My point is, though, is that it made me very nervous. It really scared the hell out of me. So if I'm a person, a high net worth individual, or if I'm a company, what should I or what should everybody be doing to protect themselves?
Okay, so first of all, we would like you to be prepared for this ahead of time and not just try to figure it out the moment that it's happened to you. So there is a list of things that you need to do. In general, we would like you to secure yourself with hardware, all kinds of electrical equipment and devices that we will block them to get to where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing that we would like you to consider to hire a company that will basically monitor everything that you're doing on the internet and on your computer and make sure that nobody is going to come in and get things out. And also insure yourself, but that's a separate thing. Now, you work, you are, let's not talk about high-value individual, but you are well-known and people might try to hack you just to say that we hacked Cappy. And this is something that you need to be careful about. But let's talk about other trades that are very vulnerable. Let's talk about CPAs that are having all kind of numbers in their possession, and somebody can go in and out and steal
accounts and things of that nature.
Yes, and
sure.
get businesses information, which is very important to people to secure their financial. Let's talk about lawyers that are preparing for a lawsuit, and somebody can go in and out and get their defend or any kind of information that they have in order to win in court. And suddenly somebody else has this possession of this information. Let's talk about plastic surgeons that are taking picture of before and after.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly, these high-value individuals are going out, like, actresses and stuff, and somebody can leak in their pictures before they got the surgery. That's a very big damaging to these plastic surgeons, to the reputation of them as individual, as an expert in their field.
Mm-hmm. I would say most people are probably naive to hackers. And I think also most people, no matter who they are, no matter how much money they make or don't make, I think most people are like, oh, they're never going to come after me. I'm like some little nobody. They're never going to come after me.
But they got your information. If they've got your personal information, that means they can potentially get things that you feel are important.
So should guys like us, should everybody here have cybersecurity insurance?
I wouldn't say that it's a must for everybody to have insurance, but it's a must for everybody to protect themselves by putting in place the right equipment, the hardware, and to have the right software to protect them. And if they are very worried about stuff that they have in their computer, maybe they shouldn't have it on their computer.
Oh,
there you go.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, be ready. Yeah, just delete it. Put it in the junk file. How do people get a hold of you, Avner?
Oh, they just call me. I'm just a phone call away with.
What's the phone number, Avner? Come on.
Okay, it will be 818.
There we go.
917.
Yeah.
5256, or just go to avnergat.com.
Right.
Beautiful.
And then if they do call you at that number one more time,
I will say hello.
Right.
Hello.
Now, here's the exciting thing. After the show, when we get off the air, off of YouTube at 10 a.m., Avner and I are recording the first ever at ESPN LA Meet the Partners podcast.
Okay.
I love this idea.
There you go.
I love this
That's
idea.
going to be exciting.
It is going to be
Looking
great.
forward.
Will you put a Pez in my mouth?
You're
Avner?
on the maiden voyage of the podcast.
100%.
Actually, what I love so much about this idea is that if you're a listener to this radio station and we have this great relationship, they hear your name, they hear your phone number. Sometimes they get to hear you on the air. But to have a podcast to get to know you that much better, because here's what's going to happen. I promise you this. People are going to call. You're going to answer the phone. You're going to say hello. And then people are going to say, hey, Avner, I heard that interview that you did with Morales, and you were talking about this, this, and this. People are going to get to know you better.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's going to be fantastic.
I'm looking forward. Thank you very
Avner's
much.
got a great
Thank you for
story.
coming in, Avner.
Thank you. My
Avner's got a
pleasure.
great story of how it all started, and we will do that shortly and then get it up on the socials probably next week.
Have
hopefully.
Avner tell you this story, though. I just want you to do this. Have Avner tell you the story about what happened to a guy that once worked in his industry and his family desperately needed help. And even though really this guy maybe didn't do the right stuff, man, Avner stepped in big time.
Well, we'll
Excellent.
talk about that.
Excellent.
That's a little tease.
It's a little tease.
Let me tell you about the all-new ESPN app.
Please
right?
do,
If
Georgie.
you haven't been there, first of all, they've got this great feature on the all-new ESPN app, particularly when you download it to your home TV. You love the 4-box.
Oh, I love it.
You can watch 4 games at the exact same time. Flip around. It's fantastic. You can switch the games in and out from the different families of networks. It's fantastic stuff. But that's only the beginning, okay? That's just the viewing experience per se. Got the most live sports. You can mix and match sports, the best championship moments, and so much more. Whether it's Monday Night Football, college football, the NBA, WNBA, NHL, the NWSL, college hoops, volleyball, softball, gymnastics, lacrosse, etc. The list goes on and on. Plus shows like SportsCenter with SVP, First Take with Stephen A., College Game Day, and the entire 30 for 30 library. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. So get it and sign up now.
Thank you, George. Soccer fans, this one's for you. It's the Soccer Dream Ticket presented by San Antonio Cardinal. Your chance to win an unforgettable trip for 2. We're talking 2 tickets to the final match plus hotel and round-trip flights. Enter for your chance to win at soccerdreamticket.com. That's soccerdreamticket.com, brought to you by San Antonio Cardinal Wine. Let me say that one more time. San Antonio Cardinal Wine, the perfect game day wine. 9:54, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on YouTube on the ESPN LA app and at ESPN Los Angeles on YouTube as we wrap this thing up, Cappy.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
Why you got to be like that?
I don't know. I just thought for a second that'd be kind of funny. Like you
To
were like,
wrap it up?
We're going to wrap this thing up. And I was like, oh, yeah, really?
Hey, listen,
You want
man.
to wrap it?
We can wrap it.
Earlier, you told me to tell my buddy to wrap it up.
Well, I was just saying, he needs to be tighter.
You know,
he's
my-
very long-winded.
So here's the thing. So, George, you know that we're going to get done here with the show.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to hug it out with Avner Gatt.
Right.
I'm going to put a Pez in Morales' mouth.
Yeah.
And then
And I'm going to go, oh, boy.
and then I'm going to
Should we do it live on the air before we sign off? You want me to come in there?
I got to take it out of the packaging. Then I'm going to walk down the
Take
hall.
it out of the packaging.
I'm going to walk down the hall, George, and I'm going to start the Cappy Cast. Okay?
Mhm.
I should be on the Cappy Cast by about 10 minutes past 10. Okay? Not too long, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of my guys on the Cappy Cast, who you know, John Browner,
Mm-hmm.
is having now his 5th child. with his third baby mama.
Mm-hmm.
And so Morales is telling me to tell my boy Browner, wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'm trying to get this thing out of the packaging. I know. Avner, what do you think about? I can't open this thing. Oh, here we go. All right, Avner, I've got the Pez. I haven't done Pez in, oh my God, it's been so long since I've Pezzed. You think you find them nervous? Well, I mean, I'm going to feed you Pez. How do I do this? I don't remember how to Pez things. Do I put the whole thing in? I don't either.
Give me the thing.
Here, you do it. Here, you feed them. Feed them like a seal at SeaWorld. I got to Pez you? Yeah. Abner, what are your thoughts on me Pezzing?
I think you guys are totally off, but that's okay.
I agree. Do I Pez dispense him or do I put it in like a little here? Look,
You just want one piece of Pez or the whole thing?
Look at this. Oh,
done. Don't you love it?
Is there sodium in the Pez?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there? You think so? All right. George is trying desperately to figure out how to Pez dispense.
I am.
We haven't done it since we're
an
little
art.
kids.
It's an art.
Oh, you got to do it by hand.
Yes.
Oh, I kind of felt like you just put the whole thing in. Yeah, I thought there was automation to this Pez. Oh, here's an orange one, Chrissy. Here's an orange one. Oh yeah, I'm 2 for 2. I just keep dropping. I keep dropping them in. Look at George.
Here, just put in. I just got 3.
Right,
you can work with
all right,
that.
Ready? Here we go. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can do it. Ready?
It's not going to fall.
For the love.
For the love.
Can you believe it? You just made an entire segment out of this story.
Right.
Oh, my God. You're wonderful.
Oh, God. This is the guy who runs this station, just so you
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Just so you know.
I know.
He just consults. He's just a content consultant. That's all he is. But he did write a playbook on how to do sports radio. And he's publishing it now, and he's selling it as a textbook.
Yeah, and maybe you'll read it.
I will read it.
God, that Pez was good.
Yeah, it was
You
good
need
Pez.
to test them on this.
Oh, now you speak up. It only took 10 minutes for you to get louder.
I'm just thinking about how
you
you
read
can
my
make money
playbook
out
on
of
how
the
to do
book,
radio,
and you just, you will go ahead and tell them about the test day. You will get them to, to be tested, and I will sell them the answers.
Okay, I like that.
How's that?
Sedano, anything left?
No, I think we've had a fun show today.
Been a great show today.
Thank you.
And
by
thank
the
you,
way,
Avner.
Great
you.
job by you, Georgie, today. First of all, since you were up at 2 o'clock in the morning breaking down this
2:40.
entire Pablo Torre podcast.
Not by choice. I
Okay.
had a sick child.
And then not only did you wake us all up with, hey, suckers, you better be ready to go. You better read up. You better listen up. You better research. And then to come in and then to get Pablo on this morning, it was an amazing day. And it's only day 2 of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Can we go to the East Central Hotel and you Pez me?
Gladly.
Thank you.
Make sure you get that Z in there.
Free dog.
All right, see you, kids. Great job, everybody, today. The entire social team, Parker and the whole crew.
62, by the way. It was the final number. 62
allegedly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Briones, Lindsay, Bergman, Morales, maybe. Abner, thank you so much.
Thank you
Cappy,
for having
excellent
me.
work as always. We will talk to you mañana at 7 a.m. See ya.
Quack, quack.